Oh, yeah, baby! Wait, is that... Oh, that's so loud. Apparently. I have no idea. Why is that so loud? Apparently... Not loud enough? Dude, I'm trying to get this to a point where I sound like kind of normal in my own ears. Ah! Okay, that sounds fine. Oh, Sammy! Plot twist. There's no camera. I'm joking. Karaoke stream? Everybody knows. Show background. All right, you ready? I'm going to show my background. Is it in frame? What a way to start it in the new place. Gyat! Okay. Hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good one. I missed you. Still getting all the levers are in new places. I'm still getting everything situated. But I hope you guys have been well. I've been absolutely battling. We've been in the trenches. World War I Verdun style. Moving in. Obviously, we're not done. Obviously, we're not. This room's going to be all nice and pretty. It is nothing of the sort right now. Desk isn't set up yet. I'm literally on a folding table right now. But, yeah, it's whole process. But we do have a lamp. We have a very nice lamp. This is a wonderful lamp right here. Yeah, no, we're not like moved in yet. But we do, like, everything is here. And I don't know if you guys saw the picture of I don't know if I posted it. I think I did actually. Like Instagram, perhaps. I don't know. I don't have as many monitors as I normally have. This is all new to me. But I really hope you guys have been well. What did you do with your time off? New Zealand streams for like, I don't want to say nearly 2 weeks. New Zealand streams for nearly 2 weeks. What did you guys do? You played FM? I sent a comment. Oh, you were that guy. Ah. You guys loved that video, by the way. You loved that video. I really appreciated that. Zealandism's watched. Don't worry. It's coming back. Zealandism is coming back. There will never be a gap that long on Zealandism again without prior warning. That I can tell you. Because this is great news. If you're a lover of Zealandism, this is even better news. Is that I am going to work on a system so that even when I'm traveling, we can record and upload Zealandisms anyways. Because, yeah, I mean, this move, my save tanked. Oh, Mombot did help us move. Yes, Mombot and father, they both came to New York. They helped us move. I drove 1,200 miles. I drove from Florida to New York. We had to go down. We had stuff at a storage unit in Florida. I went and picked that up. I drove it up to New York, drove a U-Haul straight into New York, and we moved in. And it was a whole freaking process. It took freaking forever. And we're still kind of unpacking and building stuff, and I'm not the handiest guy ever. I'm out here like building shelves. We had the internet installed yesterday. Part of the move, one of my monitors freaking broke. So we had to deal with that. We had one of the monitors broke, and we're like, okay. So I had to order this monitor that you guys are on right over here. I had to just order that off Amazon. I'm gonna try and get a better one. No offense, monitor. You're doing a great job. But we one of them broke in the move. Yeah, the internet installation yesterday. They'd never had Verizon before, and so this place that we're in now, they'd never had Verizon before. So it took a lot. a lot of drilling, and like they had to basically bring it in from the hallway. And you know, I want you to know this, something very, very important, something dramatic. What happened to the music? I need music if I'm going to feel dramatic. Nope, it just decided it was over. Okay, that's fair enough. Anyways, the huge revelation is Adler has an office now, which is nice. We've let one of the editors out of the editor basement. Adler has an office now. And that was what was so complicated about the internet, is they had to go through a bunch of stuff to get a hardwired internet connection, because we're on fiber internet now, baby. Can I get up? Apparently I can't. Where's the... Oh, it's muted. Can I get up? Jesus. Okay, that was a little loud. All right. Hell yeah, brother. That works too, dude. A little bit of that. Okay, sweet. Dude, I missed you. Normal volume for us? Yeah, it just blew my ears out. So apparently, my mic is way hotter. It got so much sexier in the move. I don't know what happened. Thank you guys for all the subs, by the way. I've just been letting that roll for a second. Sorry, I'm not a professional streamer anymore, but I really, really appreciate it, because we had 2 weeks of no subs. The editors might just not eat, you know, and that's just how it works. Field Medic, Among Us, Caffeine, Tier, Name Unknown, Hooray to you, thank you for the 10 months. Tomleggosaurus, one of the editors trying to feed himself, thank you for the 32 months. Big Man, thank you for being a great mod. Thank you for the 48 months. Happy belated birthday. I know I already texted you. Prince, thank you for the 28 months. Zeragotak, thank you for the 43. Scott Candage, thank you for the 36 months. Manchi, thank you for the 17. Ponchinier, thank you for the 15 months. Florida Man J, thank you for the 4 months. Gary Jambo, thank you for the 29 months. Prince of Wales, thank you for the 2 months. I guess they do have princes, don't they? Turlogi, thank you for the 9 months. Thargoff with the 33. Ace Kev with the 22. Shizno with the 6. FM Enjoyer with the 28. George, thank you for being a great mod. Thank you for the 38 months. Therum Ham, thank you so much for the 7 months. When's the MLS save coming? When it works with the AI. Bev, thank you for the 33 months. Resilient Winner, thank you for the year. Blendino, thank you for the 8 months. Nick, thank you for the 40. Jabets, thank you so much for the 35. Bence with the 40. Reese, lead editor of the main channel. Beast Mode, thank you for the 49 months. Super Owl, thank you for the 21 months. Chief Cardinal, thank you for the 32. Rainstorm, thank you for the 19 months. Squid, thank you for the 6 months. Ollie, thank you for the 15 months. Mr. Sitter, thank you for the 28. Ryder, thank you for the 5. Mikkel, thank you for the 32. Trinity, thank you for the 13. Hot as Miss, thank you so much for the Prime. Vinny Ray, thank you for the 15 months. All right, I'm back. Needed a little oxygen. Goose, thank you for the 100 bits. I think I got all of you. Sold the Rochi with the Twitch Prime. Thank you guys so much for supporting the stream. It means the world. It is tough not to stream for 2 weeks. 1, because I miss you guys. But also 2, because the editors depend on each and every one of you guys. And it makes things possible. Like Trap Deity, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Hold on. We are officially going to TwitchCon Rotterdam. I know I said I was going, but we are officially going to TwitchCon Rotterdam. I should say I'm going to TwitchCon Rotterdam. So if you guys want to hang out, want to see me, I'll be there. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Oh, Trap Deity, thank you for making 5 people's days. Supporting the channel with kindness. Scipio, thank you for the 17 months. D, thank you for the 19 months. Maddie, 0, thank you for the 32 months. I appreciate it. I'm not going. Phasia. No, Z, it's we. It's you and the peepo. Wait, I'm about to knock everything off this desk. Okay. We're going to TwitchCon, baby. Pago, thank you for the 11 months. Appreciate it. Captain Chaps, thank you for the 4 months. Peepo, thanks you. Fizzy, thank you for the 37 months. Task Force Mikey, thank you for the 16 months. We'll prop him up. There you go. We'll prop him up in the background before we get everything set up. I hope to get it all like freaking cool looking this weekend. Should have all of the pieces to actually put this room together. It's going to be great. I'm really, really excited. Can I share with you guys like the concept for this room, by the way? So my goal is to be able to do a lot more watch-alongs, right? But first, look at how big this is literally why we moved here. Look at how big this room is. That's a big room right there, brother. That is a big room. That's space. That's acres of space. So what we have over here, wrong side. What we have over here is a couch, right? This is a couch, right? It is buried under stuff, so you can't see it. Just trying to provide evidence that we're always trying to make things better, right? And opposite the couch, big TV. Right, it's already up. So we've got big TV, couch. Plan is to get lights around the TV, cameras around the TV, couch, and we'll be able to do full-blown multi-dude on the couch watch-alongs for events. Like Copa America and Euros would be awesome. Multi-dude casting couch watch-alongs. Huge. Yes, but no, yeah, we're going multi-dude watch-alongs. That's the idea. Well, we've got some guys in New York that, like, if we're able to put that sort of thing together, it'll be awesome. So this is obviously all going to be in, like, the background of the stream and whatever, and maybe Adler's going to walk through that door every once in a while. But we're also going to have we're going to have like the TV there, and we're going to put cameras around there, and then we can wire those cameras to this computer. So there could technically be somebody sitting at this computer, like producing the watch along. All I'm saying is we're trying to level up Zealand Corp. You know, we're leveling up Zealand Corp. So it should be really cool. It should be really, really cool. I'm excited about it. Max New Plays, thank you for the 49 months. Brother Chipshot, thank you for the 15 months. I really appreciate it. Euros watch-alongs. In time for the Euros? Yes, that's the plan. How permanently do you think you'll be here? Here, we're able to be here very permanently, which is great news. Great news to me, because I've actually never lived in a place longer than a year and a half in a decade. So I've always been kind of transient, even while doing this full-time. I've always been really transient, and so now at least the way I'm looking at it is I'm going to be here for a while. So that's another reason that we're able to kind of just go after this and like set it up in a great way. Italian Kafu, thank you so much for the Prime. Does that mean there'll be an intro again? Hey, look, I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep, but let's just say. Captain Watterson, thank you for the 3 months. Jermaine Defoe walks into a bar and sees a pretty lady. He says, grab your coat. You've pulled. The lady replies, oh, you're a little forward, aren't you? Because Jermaine Defoe's a little forward. Oh. That's a freaking good dad joke, dude. That's a good dad joke right there. How little is he? I actually have no idea. I know Jermaine Defoe is like under 5'10", but I don't know exactly how short he is. 5'7". He's 5'7". In freedom units. I have no idea what he is in non-freedom units. Mike Leatherneck, thank you for the 16 months. Welcome back, Z. Hope you like the new digs. I love it. Love the new digs. It just takes a really long time to move, especially when you're moving all of this stuff. Then you've got to, like, decorate the entire. You got to decorate the entire room again. But no, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it taken care of. Dark Eye, thank you for the 44 months. Brother, appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the stream. Greetings, Mr. Land. Loving the peepo behind you. Thank you. It's keeping us company while we're... I think this week, this room will basically look like this. And then next week, hopefully, the room will start to really take shape. But this week, the room's just going to look like this. Yeah. The move... I built 4 shelves yesterday. I built a guitar holder, which was cool. I have all of 2 guitars, so maybe that was a little more ambitious than it needed to be. I did, now, because is Blood going to play FM or not? He does, eventually, sometimes, usually. All right, Ron Swanson. Yeah, I know. Shaped them myself. Totally didn't buy them from Amazon and screw them together. Totally. So I because this is finally a place that we're like settling into, like I think we're gonna be able to be here for a while. I've done some things. One, I bought a beanbag chair. Sue me. Bought a beanbag chair. I don't even know where it's going, as one does. Can I be in? It was cheap. All right, I didn't know beanbag chairs were that cheap. Okay, I saw it and I was like, yeah. How big? Five feet wide. Look, it was an impulse buy, okay? It was an impulse buy. All right, it's a 5-foot wide beanbag chair. All right. It is 1 Jermaine Defoe wide. It's like a, yeah, you know, it's a circle. It gets in today. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh. I wanted a beanbag, dude. I don't know. I haven't actually lived in a place in a long time. I'd be like, I'm going to get a beanbag. So so I got a beanbag chair. I also got a, the other like real stupid thing. So the place we're moving, like where we are now, very automated place, right? Like a lot of like automatic lights and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, convenience. How can I increase my own convenience? So I bought a remote-controlled TV stand for $200, which is stupid. I don't know. I've never really like been in a place for a long time, so I don't know what you're supposed to get. I got that, and I was like, all right, homeboy, we're eating in. That was after I got the beanbag. I was like, we're closing Amazon. The other thing I got was a remote-controlled TV stand. You get a bed? My bed is on the floor. I'm planning on fixing that at some point. What is that even? Let me tell you. So, I like having a TV in my room. I like watch TV to go to sleep. I don't have a particularly nice TV. I think it's like a little bigger than my monitor almost. And so, the bed is like in the corner, and where I wanted to put the TV stand is like in the middle of the room. And so I got a remote. I didn't even know it was a thing. I just spent an hour like Googling. I didn't know I had a shopping problem, right? But apparently it's this, you can like, you have a remote and the TV just like moves on the stand. I looked up one of those articles that was like 5 best remote controlled TV stands. The first option was $800. And I was like, no. Okay. So then the second option was like $200. And I was like, I could be sold on that. Perhaps I could be, all right. So now like I got that in a beanbag chair, and that's basically what I've done. So that is my moving in process. Beanbag chair, remote controlled TV stand, done. Easy. Love it. Hang on, the mattress is on the floor? Absolutely, yeah. I'm a big mattress on the floor guy. I feel like there's a really big overlap on that Venn diagram with the type of people that buy beanbag chairs, but I guess I'm just going to have to embrace that. Am I shambolic? Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. I am completely shambolic. Have you met somebody that does this that isn't? The editors are still in the basement. Yeah, they're watching me buy this remote-controlled TV stand. Like, that $200 is our budget for the week. Man, thank you for the 7 months, man. Mattress on the floor, beer fridge next to it. I lived in multiple apartments that look like that, actually. I did. I spent an hour buying yeah, it's like a wall mount. It's very cool. I know it's very cool because I'd spent an hour researching it. Oh, Heplerm, thank you for the 2 years. Brother, I appreciate it. Thanks for 2 years of entertainment. Thank you for supporting the stream, man. Puff Chatty, thank you for the 20 months. I asked my girlfriend when her birthday was. She said March 1st. So I went left, right, left. Oh, my God. I didn't get that until way too late. It keeps going. It literally keeps going. I don't care what y'all is. I'm giving that one an A- too. You guys aren't rating that one as highly. That was freaking good. Fly by Night, thank you for the 16 months. It's like when Gandalf returned in Return of the King. It's glorious. I'm just freaking happy to be here, dude. Ben, thank you for the 7 months. Beanbag chair is a W purchase, though. Thank you. I was like, what do I want now that I can have, like, I can, like, make this space my own. Like, I've been here a while, and it's like, okay, what do I want? Beanbag chair was, like, the second thing after remote-controlled TV. Oh. In 32 months, I've seen streams from 5 different locations. Syracuse dorm, Indiana, New York City apartment 1, childhood home, New York City apartment 2, not counting World Cup streams. Zealand is massive. Yeah, see, I move a lot. Although the streams from home are when I visit home. My mom wanted me to be able to, like, stay home more, so she helped me put together, like, a stream setup at my parents' house. So I can, like, go to Tampa and stream from there, and it's not bad. Like, I don't miss too many streams if I go home. Used to pay, thank you for the 34 months. I tried to teach a poacher some abstract ideas, but I had no success. Turns out he can't really think outside the box. Yeah, all right. Dark, how you say you're the 44 months is good. Oh, Zealand, what are your thoughts on Messi and Suarez absolutely tearing through the MLS at combined age of 72? Is that their combined age? Oh, God. I feel like I thought that was a hyperbole the first time I read that, man. I don't think it's that surprising. I mean, I think MLS is a good league. I just think Lionel Messi was actually winning the, like, golden boot at the World Cup, less than 2 years ago. It's not like the guy is so far removed from being the best player in the world. He's not. He's not far removed from being the best player in the world at all. So then Luis Suarez, I'm a little more surprised by Luis Suarez, but I also think that Luis Suarez is being put in a position to succeed with Inter Miami. Like, he can be the poacher. The things that I think you don't lose the older you get, at least not immediately. Like, he's lost his burst, right? His speed, his quickness. He's not going to go on long dribbling runs. But his movement, like his intelligence in his movement and his technique and finishing power, that's still there. Yeah, that's still there. So as long he's just getting good service and he's just finding the ball. He's just finding the ball. What is realistically a successful Copa for the U.S. semifinal? I think a realistic Copa America success is the semifinal. If the U.S. doesn't win its group in Copa America, then it's going to have to probably play Brazil in the quarters. So got to win the group. Uruguay is the biggest battle for that, right? And Uruguay's got the best overall players, like Fede Valverde. Suarez is going to be there, I guess. But I think the U.S., especially depending on how the other matches go against Bolivia and Panama, I think it's Bolivia. The U.S. should be able to build up some cachet and then make it work. That match against Uruguay is going to be important, though. If you don't win that, or you don't put up a better goal difference in the other two matches, then Brazil's probably waiting. What would really be funny is if Brazil didn't win its group, so then the U.S. like wins its group and then has to play against Brazil in the quarterfinal. That would suck. Whit, thank you for the 17 months, brother. Appreciate it. Scorpy, thank you for the 16 months. JC, thank you. I'm a tired dad. Thank you for the 32 months. I had a dream about Lord of the Rings last night. I guess you could say I was Tolkien in my sleep. F. That gave me immense pain. Frixfer, thank you for the 29 months. Jack Boy, thank you so much for the Prime. Hockey Soda, thank you for the 38 months. I suffered from immense pain reading that. Immense pain. But thank you, Jack Boy, for spending $5 of Jeff Bezos' money as well. On behalf of the world, I appreciate it. Zealand, any chance to get your hands on the Pacific FC kit? No. What are your thoughts on Ange's comments? I freaking love Ange. I don't even, I would run through a wall. I would run through a wall for Ange Postecoglou. I would. That dude, I don't know how you can basically say the right thing almost all the time. Like, he was in an impossible situation. I think he was in an impossible situation with this match. Like, if you're a Tottenham fan, like, I totally get the way the match played out. Tottenham fans are going to end up saying, like, oh, that's what we always wanted. If Tottenham had won, they would have been happy with that too. Like, it's one of those things where I'm familiar with this as somebody that has often rooted for, like, fatalist teams. Once you start losing, you're like, we wanted the first pick of the draft anyways, you know. But, yeah, Ange Postecoglou just has, there are certain people, right? There are certain people that just have the ability to say the right thing. Ange Postecoglou has a knack for being able to say the right thing. The guy has a feel for being able to reach people. I think the way that he said, hold on, I actually have it up over here, somewhere around here. He said, unfortunately, in the last 48 hours, I saw that the foundations are really fragile. It's inside the club and outside the club. That is somehow exactly the right thing to say. Like, I was really just really blown away with that, what happened. So the situation was Tottenham was playing against Manchester City in the Premier League. This part you probably do know. Nice. B, good dad joke, Shalote. Thank you for the 14 months. But basically, Manchester City is playing against Tottenham. If Man City wins, then Arsenal's very unlikely to win the league, because that means Man City has a 2-point advantage going into the final day. They've got a goal difference advantage, the whole 9 yards. So they basically have to lose to West Ham for Arsenal to win the league. If Tottenham wins, they stay alive for a Champions League spot going into the final day, so it's not like Tottenham has nothing to play for. But you can understand, like, Tottenham and Arsenal, bitter rivalry. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I've got it up here. Sorry. I actually forgot where the button was to mute that. I'll come back and read it in a second. So basically, a lot of Tottenham fans were debating, like, well, do we want to lose so that Arsenal doesn't win or whatever? Ange's stance the whole time was, it's ridiculous. We're never going to try and lose. I hate these suggestions. We want to win. We're us as a club. We should want to win every match that we play, and just like a kind of winner's attitude. Like, this is stupid. I don't care what anybody else is doing. We're playing a match. We want to win that match. All right. So the match happens. Man City beats Tottenham 2-0. There were some awkward moments in the stands, like Tottenham fans doing the Poznan or singing after Tottenham got scored on. So basically what Ange Postecoglou is talking about is that inside the club and outside the club, this, like, Tottenham doesn't have that elite mentality, right? That, like, we want to win every game mentality. And he's calling it out. And he's just straight up calling it out. Like, he's saying, like, look, this is a small-time club approach to things. And a lot of people were saying like he's finally realizing how hard the job is. Look, every job has its challenges, right? I think the Tottenham job is easier than Aston Villa, West Ham. Like, I think it's easier than a lot of those jobs because you have a lot more resources to be able to do the job. The big battle you have to fight with Tottenham is a cultural one, right? And now Ange Postecoglou seems to be the right type of culture warrior, right? You don't need a Jose Mourinho. You don't need an Antonio Conte. And that's why these guys seem to have failed at Tottenham, is because those guys go into winning clubs and they win more. Right? Ange Postecoglou has to change the culture of the club. It already has the resources, and in a large part, it already has the players. He just has to change the culture. He has to set the expectation that they're going into the season to compete for every trophy that they're in. And he was obviously very frustrated that they didn't win. Because, to be honest, I watched most of the match. I think I stopped watching it after the Haaland goal, and I missed the first 10 minutes or something. But Tottenham played well. Tottenham was very much in the game. And, you got a feeling that Manchester City was able to take advantage of the moments, but it's not like Tottenham is super far away. They were competitive in that game. They didn't get waxed. They didn't get dominated. They had a lot of the ball. What really impresses me about the way he has them playing is something that reminds me of Ancelotti always says stuff like this. Play with confidence. Like, trust yourself. Don't be scared. They do. A lot of the time, they play with serious confidence. The way they play out, the way they press Man City, really impressive. Now, Man City's just a better team, right? They have better players. Pep's a better tactical coach, right? Like, they're a better team. But Tottenham can compete, and I'd say 2 out of 10 times be able to win a game like that. Did I see the Son chance at the end? Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Separate of anything else, I thought Son Heung-min missing a clear 1v1 because Tottenham fans, a draw is the worst scenario because a draw sets Arsenal up to be able to win the league. And it keeps Tottenham from being able to get in the Champions League. So if Son Heung-min scores that goal, just purely transactionally, right? It's like almost a bad deal for Tottenham if they don't score again. So the people that are really edge of their seat when that chance pops up is like every Arsenal fan all over the world is just like, every Arsenal fan all over the world is just edge of their, he just bricked it. He just bricked it. That was it. Son is a Spurs legend. Yeah, I know. I think less than becoming a Spurs legend, I think Son Heung-min has cemented his status as just one of the most hated players in Arsenal lore ever. Nizako, thank you for the 37 months. Our project Rooney Barhaji's getting older. I know he got hurt too. Didn't Rooney Barhaji get like really hurt recently? Pixel Pen, thank you for the 28 months. Kim Jong Jeets, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Hello, Zealand. First ever stream. Really enjoy the FM videos. Zealandism's cool, too. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you for the 100 bits. Bentley, thank you for the 10 months. Just bumped into my old French teacher. She asked me what I was up to now, so I told her I go to the cinema and play football with my brother. I don't speak French. I probably need to speak it to get that joke. Besides Kevin Sullivan, is there another U.S. men's national team player you are looking forward to? Good question. Honestly, it's probably Gaga Slonina. I've heard... Like, I've just been really impressed with Gaga Slonina, the goalkeeper that Chelsea signed last year for a long time. He was amazing at Chicago Fire. I really think that he's going to end up being one of those Tim Howard type players for us, and we would love to have somebody like that. But Gaga Slonina is somebody that I think maybe out of everybody outside of perhaps Cavan, just because he's so young, as like the highest overall ceiling. Cavan did not. No, Cavan didn't get called up to the national team. Cavan, though, did sign a senior deal with Philadelphia Union. He signed a home. He's 14. He signed a homegrown contract with Philadelphia Union, biggest one ever by a lot. He's already got the future transfer arranged to Man City at 18. Yeah. Could Diego Calkins pretty exciting? Yeah, I just don't know enough about him. Like, I know who he is. He's a goalkeeper at Barcelona. I just don't know enough about him. You don't know, like, I mean, you remember Conrad de la Fuente was some guy that, like, got a few appearances for Barcelona and then just disappeared, like, you know, freaking disapparated. Like, I have no idea what happened to him. He went to Marseille and then didn't play there. Somehow he is talented, yet never plays anywhere. So, just kind of leave it. Taylor Booth became the best player on the U.S. men's national team on my FM save. I like Booth. I think he's somebody that'll be in the national team. I just don't think he's that big of a, like, I don't think he's got superstar potential. FD Fan Club, thank you for the 7 months. Predict when he's going to play for the national team. Okay. Hold up. Thank you for the 7 months. Torgiano, thank you for the 14. What do you got? Fair enough. Thank you, Torgiano. I really appreciate that. When do I think Kevin Sullivan will get in the U.S. national team? Look, he's got a long way to go. Okay, we're talking about a kid that plays for the Philadelphia Union reserve team. Okay, keep that in mind. I think the earliest possible time is World Cup 2026. Earliest possible time. World Cup 2020. Earliest he will not get near the team before that. And the only reason he would go would be like let's get this uber talented young player, put him on the end of the bench and bring him. He's not going to be like a feature player at the World Cup. He'd be friggin' 16 years old. But I think it's more likely that it'll be like if we're in the next Copa America, which they never planned this stuff out, 4 years from now, he's 18 years old. Because Kevin Sullivan there's a chance, at least according to Man City, that he's too good for MLS at 16. There is a chance, like, that Man City has a contingency plan for if Kevin Sullivan's too good for MLS at 16 years old, they can move him to Girona in Spain or Palermo in Italy. Because through his mother's family somewhere, he has a German passport, kind of like Pulisic, just back through a grandparent or something, had a Croatian passport. So he can move to Europe at 16 instead of 18. So Man City's plan is if he's too good for MLS at 16, he can move to Palermo and Girona. Now, if there is a kid who is 16 years old who is playing in La Liga, not just there, but like actually playing, I think he's in the U.S. national team, right? But if he is still in MLS at 16, I don't think he is. If he is still in MLS at 16, I don't think he makes the U.S. national team. It'll be fun to watch. Look, I mean, I don't know. It is weird to know so much about a kid that's like literally 14 years old and playing. But it is weird to know about it already, but I hope, obviously, that it kind of works out. I've watched some of it so far. Like, he definitely looks like the real deal. He's incredibly, incredibly good at 14. And, I mean, the coach, Jim Curtin's the coach of Philadelphia, right? Jim Curtin is the coach of Philadelphia Union, and he said, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find his exact quote. Jim Curtin, Kevin Sullivan. Because it was a good quote. I don't want to butcher it. Connecticut Post. You're joking. That's a joke, right? How many things just popped up on my screen? This is the Connecticut. Oh my God. It's so loud. This is the Connecticut Post, bro. Yeah, media is trying to survive, but they don't understand how. You want to know why local media is dying? They have the media sense of like a well-trained squirrel. All right? That doesn't even make any sense, and that's just because oh my God. I have a master's degree in digital journalism, and believe me when I tell you, people that work in local media understand the way that media and media consumption works less than the average 8-year-old. Legitimately. They think that this is a proper user experience. Like, how many of you guys would watch my YouTube videos if I put 4 ads right at the start? You wouldn't. And that's much less annoying than this. You can see my email? Thank you. I have 8 emails. So that's just the email for this particular account. Oh, fine. Now, they just don't understand how it works, bro. They just, no, I know there's a continue with disabling thing. Local media is dying. They think it's dying because consumers don't care anymore. No, it's dying because they just don't understand how any of this works. YouTube does it though. They put, YouTube puts 1, maybe 2 skippable ads. It's about 10 seconds at the beginning of a video, right? And then there's usually an ad every 10 minutes in a YouTube video that I do. Usually. No, but what they believe is that if you just stuff, if you need to make more money, just stuff more ads in there. And the real answer to that is if you need to make more money, make your content more attractive so that more people show up. Nanobot, thank you so much for the Prime. So now you skip to the second ad, it doesn't skip the ad. Vast majority of ads on YouTube are skippable. I mean, as somebody that watches YouTube as well, I'm not somebody that's out of touch with the way that it works. But I'm let's say the video starts. You know what I mean? The video, a YouTube video starts and then 4 ads hit. Or you join the stream and there's a pre-roll ad. You're really likely to click off. Right? That's why I set up the ads on Twitch and you have to go in and do it manually. It's really annoying. But I set up the ads on Twitch in a way where you don't get a pre-roll ad. Every time you click on the stream, you come right in. Wait, did Twitch literally just hit with an ad? Oh, you... This is why people are upset with Twitch, too, dude. Twitch literally makes us run ads. If I could run 0 ads on this stream, I would. If I could run 0 ads on this stream, I would. Twitch makes us run ads. Asmon has no ads because he takes no subs. Oh, well, so is Asmongold not a Twitch partner, basically? So if you opt out of the partner program, they won't play ads? Or is that how that works? See, I couldn't do that. Economically, I could not do that. Right? Because I always reinvest the money that comes in, and Twitch subs are a significant portion of that. So if if you don't have any Twitch subscribers, then you can run no ads. His alt account. Okay. So he has 2 accounts. So there is one account you can subscribe to him, and then the other account that you watch is I don't know. I'm learning. Gara, thank you for the Prime. Thank you for the 9 months, brother. I appreciate it. I don't really get how Prime subs work. Well, Gara just used one. Basically, because Amazon owns Twitch, if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub on Twitch. So make sure you use that. You don't have to use it here. Just make sure you use it somewhere because it's just a completely free $5 to throw around. But he hasn't streamed on his main account in a long time. Okay, cool. Fair enough. I mean, financially, I think it's just some sort of incentive that Amazon uses. But now they couldn't get rid of because a bunch of people would get mad at them. You know, that's just like how it works. Brock, thank you for the Prime. But like this quote. Huge Wanger, thank you for the 44 months. One of the founder, I believe you have a founder's badge. I'd be surprised if you didn't. Wanger's around a long time ago. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Thank you for the Prime. Thank you for the 10 months. Can you show what preseason training you use? I actually have a whole video about it. I did a complete guide to training last year. Would also recommend watching Evidence-Based Football Manager. Even though he just retired, he did some great work on training as well. Predictions for Newcastle, Manchester United. Well, I'm a noted Man United hater. I'm not really, but I think a 1-1 draw is in the cards, you know? I think a 1-1 draw is in the cards. New David Ornstein tweet, Premier League clubs voting on removing via... What? No, you idiots. You just have to change it. God. Premier League clubs vote to on a proposal to scrap VAR from next season. Resolution formally submitted by Wolves to abolish system will be on agenda. No, you idiots. That was good. That was good. I don't want to get distracted. Darth Urza, thank you for the 18 months. That was good. No, this is stupid, chat. This is dumb. Their implementation of VAR sucks, but VAR itself does not suck. Okay? VAR has saved us time and time again from, like, you know, bad call, like really bad calls, like really obvious missed offsides, really obvious missed red cards. It's just the way they implement VAR is stupid. You know what I mean? Like the way they implement the VAR, they don't tell you anything about what's happening in the stadium. You only have these audio leaks like afterwards. The referee doesn't explain the decision at all. Everybody's kept in the dark. Speculation is rampant, and then the game just continues. There's no unified rule, it seems. There's no, like, reference point. You know, I mean, this has got to work, right? Because you are judging stuff. This has got to work like the judiciary system. You have to have previous examples that you can then reference and be like, see, according to the way we interpret the rules, this is a penalty. According to the way we interpret the rules, this is not a penalty. But they literally just rolled out. They literally just rolled out VAR with none of that. And then they expected it to work. It's not going to work, right? Because if you're watching things at 25% of the speed, right? If you're watching things at 25% of the speed, you're going to need to read like really clearly to like administering the handball rule based off vibes worked for 120 years, but we can't go off vibes anymore because we can rewatch the play 50 times. We need clear definition. We need an actual rule book that isn't like the lines must be this far away from the goal. We need a rule book that is like pictures, videos. This is a handball. This is not a handball, right? This is offside. This is not offside. This is a foul in the box. This is not a foul in the box. We need, like, to really define it so that these referees, all they have to do is have this knowledge of previous decisions and be like, yes, this is a penalty, or no, this is not a penalty, right? So that's the beauty of football. I mean, look, I am a fan of being able to prevent massive mistakes that everybody else in the world can tell is a mistake immediately. I'm a big fan of that. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Like, seriously. If you want to live in a world where the hand of God is the hand of God, right? And I think it's cool that that existed, right? That is a magic moment in the sport. But it's also illegal, like very flagrantly against the rules of the game, even in the whole vibe, type of rules. Like, I like the ability to prevent massive catastrophic, like, mistakes. I like having that ability. Because how many times would you see a goal and then some dude in Tajikistan can tell you it's offside in 5 seconds. But for some reason, the guy actually at the match who's making that decision can't tell you it's offside. Leave the Tajiks out of this? No, I'm involving the Tajiks in this. Because, if you can be sitting in Tajikistan and say something's offside or whatever, but the referee doesn't have the ability to go back and be like, yeah, this is an obvious mistake. But what VAR should be used for is obvious mistakes, and there needs to be a clear definition of what constitutes a handball, a penalty, and an offside. Clear definition. Because all these poor guys just got thrown in the deep end. I don't even know where they found the guys that are running VAR. That is the point. You cannot have a decision outside the venue. Fine, then put the dude on the field with a monitor. Put the guy on the field with a monitor. Cool. It's the Premier League. These guys roll in money. God, in League 2, obviously, whatever, right? You're not going to be, it doesn't make financial sense. It's the Prem, right? Dude, they've just rolled it out here. I feel bad for the refs most of the time. When you listen to the audio, I feel bad for the referees. I even felt bad for Anthony Taylor. Cooch, thanks. Chooch, I appreciate that. Thank you for the 13 months. Molly Boom, thank you for the 10 months. Wayne, thank you for the 10 months. Brazilian Fury, thank you for the 20 months. Hope the new place is enjoyable. It is. It's freaking awesome. Tis, brother. Tis. Never feel. I did. When you listen to the audio from that third penalty decision in the Everton match that Anthony Taylor was officiating, the guy didn't tell him anything. I appreciate that, Barrett. I hope you're doing well, man. I do. It's the idiots that are using it, not the VAR. Yeah, I don't want to call them idiots either, because I do think they got screwed. I think they got thrown into the deep end. I think they got thrown into the deep end with basically no preparation. And they just told them, hey, figure it out. They just threw these guys into the deep end, and they're like, I realize there are hundreds of millions of dollars riding on the results of these matches, but you know what? Just vibes. Just figure it out. Just figure it out. And then they didn't. But this is dumb. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So any rule change needs a majority. They might get 14 out of 20, dude. They might get 14 out of 20 members. That is possible. They might just scrap VAR. That's just stupid. This is a bad idea, but I feel like they're going to do it anyways. I'm going to get a lot of responses from there is a very strong contingency of the anti-VAR. It's a very, very, very strong contingency of the anti-VAR. It's the same group of people that look back 100 years ago and they're like, God, wasn't the world so much better? I'm like, people were dying of typhoid. Like, come on, man. Figure it out. Swan, thank you for the 10 months. Like, everybody looks back at like some golden age that didn't exist. Like, I'm not an old soccer fan. Like, I'm not an old football guy, right? I'm an American that picked the game up as I grew up, right? Like, I wasn't somebody that was born into understanding the game. But even I remember an era where we would watch one replay and be like, oh, that guy was offside. I remember that era. That was not that long ago. And it sucked. Master Stitch, thank you for the 14 months. And everybody during that era, anybody could talk about, probably the same people that are like anti-VAR now, was, dude, if we can see it, why don't we have some system where the refs can correct their calls? Like, some people just love to, some people just love to just poke at stuff. Thank you for the prime, though, brother. And Stitch, thank you for the 14 months. I really appreciate it. Yeah, back in some golden age where before replays where offside calls were wrong catastrophically all the time, you could flop and draw a red card that nobody could review. We already talked about Ange's comments. But I love Ange, and I think he hit all of the right notes to help build up the culture at Tottenham. It's a really unbelievably tough spot to be in, though. I love to celebrate goals, not wait 5 minutes before celebrating. Yeah, I mean, that's the same as saying, like, I'm trying to think of a good, like, example. Like, I love to, hold on. I'm gonna get a good metaphor. Give me a second. I need a good metaphor. Like, I love celebrating goals immediately instead of waiting 5 minutes to be sure I celebrate goals. It's like, yeah, okay. You can put on the harness and then bungee jump off the bridge, but you should probably take a minute to check, right, that the harness is attached. Hold on. I'm in the middle of I just muted the wrong thing. I'm in the middle of a sick metaphor. You can throw that harness on and just jump off the bridge, but every once in a blue moon, there's going to be a real serious downside to having not checked that harness. It might be worth it to spend a minute and check the harness and then jump off the bridge to make sure you're going to be all right. Because you know what? You're still going to get to jump off the bridge. You still scored the goal. Right? Like, it's not like you don't get to celebrate. And to be perfectly honest, as somebody that grew up with things like VAR in other sports that I enjoy, whether it be NFL or NBA or NHL, you get a different celebration. You celebrate when it goes in, and then there's a review, and then you get to celebrate again. Because the guy comes out and he goes, after review, it's been determined that there was no foul in the build-up, goal is good, and then everybody goes nuts again. You know? I mean, it's not the same thing. I mean, I feel like that is a bang-on metaphor, personally. How am I settling into the new place? I'm doing all right. VAR needs a lot of improvement, not a little improvement. I would go even farther, Blevin. I think it needs a lot of improvement, but I think that improvement is possible. They just have to give it a few years and, like, actually really codify what these decisions are, you know? Yeah, I have to codify what these decisions are. You said, nah, man. I mean, I'm serious. Like, my family had Buccaneers season tickets growing up. I've been to a ton of NFL games, and it is a really hype moment when we also need the person, like, I lost the sentence. You know what I mean? There's a discussion between football fans and team fans, clearly. I think that is a very familiar thing to bring up when we're having conversations about, like, about soccer and stuff, where it's like, oh, well, if you were like a real ultra, then you would think differently. And it's like, I mean, like, I'm not like an NFL fan. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, and I still cheer after the, review, and I cheer in the initial play. Like, please do a quick story about how you got here as a content creator whenever you get the chance. I'm really curious. I was Immaculate Conception, actually. I just turned my stream on, and like 1,000 people showed up, and we were vibing. Be my four-leaf clover. Yeah, Immaculate Conception. No, I mean, this was a hobby I had for a long time. Doesn't the NFL only review plays like 3 times per team? Yeah. And maybe that's something that should be implemented in the Prem because it adds another element of strategy. I think the concept of challenges is really cool. On a stoppage of play, the manager goes to the 4th official and goes, we'd like to challenge, that foul. We think it was a red card. And then if you get it wrong, you lose the challenge. You can't challenge anymore for the rest of the game. That's it. So you can't sit there and waste everybody's time. That feels like a cricket has that too. Yeah, there you go. You get one challenge. I think NFL games are longer. So I think in football, you get one challenge. I don't want a lot of stoppages of the game. You get one challenge. So you got to be real sure. Like a goal goes in, you've got your coach who's up in the booth who's reviewing it. He calls down to the bench. He goes, hey, boss, I think we should challenge this. He looks like he's offside. You go, boom. Okay, you talk to the 4th official. Hey, we're challenging. Think he's offside. If you get it wrong, you don't have a challenge. If the officials get the call wrong, they get it wrong. But you already used your challenge. NFL's used to stoppages. Soccer should be free-flowing most of the time. It's not! Have you watched the way they're doing VAR right now? They review every time somebody sneezes. Do you know how long an NFL game would take if they did that? I would leave the stadium, bro. The fact that VAR just reviews everything kind of whenever it wants to is a concept that doesn't exist even in US sports. There are certain things like goals and touchdowns that are always reviewed, but that's the same as goal line technology in soccer, which exists in a different realm. You know what I mean? At the NFL, you have, I think it's 2 challenges. NHL, you have 1, I believe. Yeah, Jurgen says they have 1. But the fact they can review everything all the time is kind of crazy. I think a challenge system would be perfect. It would speed up the game. You'd have less reviews. You would also add a strategy element. And you would also only challenge if you were sure you're right. Because that's when you're supposed to challenge. That's when you need to go with the review in the first place, is you only want to challenge when you know you're right because you want to save your challenge in case they miss another obvious call. Blue card, VAR, timeouts. I mean, nobody said anything about timeouts, and we're not talking about the blue card right now. The blue card, apparently they're going to trial in a few reserve leagues. Who knows what's going to happen? But VAR, I believe, is a good thing. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about here. I think VAR is a freaking good thing. But I think a challenge would be great. But no, I mean, people are afraid. Let's see how my tweet's going down. I can already tell you. Okay, this person's actually very reasonable. I'm going to appreciate that. I wish I could use the editor IRL and remove referees. Hear me out. It's a fantastic, wonderful, brilliant idea. It's not. I mean, that's just like the reactionary. It's just like the reactionary move. VAR thinks this is offside. Bennett. I mean, you got to be able to. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this is It's ruining football. I mean, all these people don't. So, like, I think the key is that what this one person. Zealand speaks sense challenge 99.99999% impossible. Yeah, fair. Why is it a bad idea? It's the worst thing to happen to football in years. Okay, so I'll add some clarification. We'll add some clarification in here. Okay. Having video review to correct obvious mistakes is huge. It's like people don't remember when you could flop and draw a red card. The implementation has been terrible, but getting rid of VAR entirely is just reactionary and short-sighted. Look at me spitting. I'm spitting bars. I think. At least I feel like I am. Context Center Girl, thank you so much for the 31 months. Never clarify anything. No, I mean, I'm not like replying to those people. I'm just saying, like, I'm posting a second follow-up thing in there. Implantation. Oh, God. Good thing I make $11 a month from Twitter so I can edit. I can't, really. Really? I can't edit it. Elon, what the hell's the point? I have your stupid check mark. I thought the point was that I'd be able to edit the damn... Oh, my God. Elon implementation. That's how you spell it, right? I think so. Yeah, I'm. For those wondering, I spend $11 for this check mark, and I make $12. So I am scamming Elon Musk out of basically $1 a month, and he won't even give me the ability to edit my messages, which sucks. I implanted the correct letters now. Thank you. Yeah. Is it $8? Wait, am I making $4 off Elon Musk every month? That's really cool. I don't even follow David Ornstein. Absolutely found out. New Place W? What's up, Dill? Yes, New Place is a huge W. I freaking love it. Let's get rid of Zealand. When do we get rid of me and VAR at the same time? Yeah. Humans will never get to Mars now because of you. Elon's always giving me the heebie-jeebies, man. He creeps me out. I feel like a lot of dudes that rich just kind of creep me out, though. I feel like there's a certain point where you lose touch with reality and you just become like... It's like me buying a beanbag chair, but with $1 billion. You know, like I finally move into a place, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be here for a few years. Let's like make this place my own, and I just buy a beanbag chair. Can you imagine if you could do whatever you wanted and you had like billions of dollars? That would corrupt anybody. I don't like necessarily blame them for being weird, but they're weird. Maybe he raised it. Yeah, I don't know. I will tell you, I've had Twitter Blue for like probably 5 months because somebody told me like, you'll make your money back. And I was like, fair play. Okay, I'll make my money back off it, whatever. But you had this option to hide your check mark. And I was definitely embarrassed for a while. So I totally hid the check mark. And then he literally sent out a message and just went, you are no longer going to have the ability to hide your check mark. And then just flip the switch. And I was like, wow, so many people were using the hide checkmark option that you literally had to nuke it. Fair enough. When was the next Manor stream? I don't know. I might start another Manor sometime soon. Do some evening streams. I got to record a few videos because I haven't been around recording for like 2 weeks. But if I can free up some time, I'd love to do that. Gummy, thank you for the tier 3 for 39 months. Yeah, dude. New patch on Manor Lords? Ooh, nice. If we had Hunger Games for real, we should put the billionaires on it. Low key, high key, I think we should just be nice to everybody. I realize that's probably, it's like oversimplified, but my general principle is always try and understand where somebody's coming from and then just try to be nice to them. Like, I don't know. Are you gonna try, I could tell you this, if I had as much money as a lot of those billionaires had, I would definitely be using that money in different ways, but I also don't, right? So, Pat Parent Sid, thank you for the 42 months. Thoughts on Casemiro not being called up for the Brazil national team for Copa America? Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you, yellow one. He's sucking right now. Casemiro like sucks right now. Casemiro is also not going to retire because he has 2.5 years left on a contract paying him over $300,000 a week. Am I doing Twitch Rivals Rust again this year? I'd love to do it, but I don't know. That's up to H. June and whoever's putting together the team. If they feel like they need a grinder, then I'll show up and do it, David. But I love Rust. I've played Rust since the alpha. I'm not a great FPS player, though, so I have to contribute in other ways, you know? Standard Zealand Man United? Dude, I feel like Man U fans have been hating on Casemiro. That guy he's just been bad. He's just been bad. But United gave him a huge contract. Like, he looks primed to retire when you watch him play. I think he's going to go to Saudi, maybe this summer. Timon, thank you for the 19 months, dude. I appreciate you supporting the stream. Brazilian Fury. There's somehow to figure out how to loan Casemiro back to Sao Paulo next season. I'm going to hate every second of it. No, I think he's going to Saudi. Brazil can't handle his wage, and I don't think United would loan him out and still pay most of his wage. They'd rather keep him around. I think that he's going to go to Saudi because they'll just be able to pick up his wage and show off a guy that played on Real Madrid's great teams. Yeah, but also, I mean, United's been unlucky. They've been when you don't have any center backs, like if all of us play a football manager, at least the vast majority of us, when you don't have any center backs, it's pretty freaking hard to be good, like in football manager or whatever. No way he goes to Saudi when he earns Saudi money in England. Bro, he'd make double what he's making in England and Saudi Arabia. And United's encouraged to do it because they'll actually pick up his entire wage. Like, United won't have to pay out part of his wage in order to sell him. Which, if they sell Casemiro literally anywhere but Saudi Arabia, they're going to have to pay part of his wage to sell him. Do you see some FIFA content creators have started to protest against spending FC points anymore? Bro, that's like 4 years late. I saw that because I now have kind of befriended Nick. He was playing some Football Manager. But that is 4 years late, man. Dude, FIFA EAFC, it is a fun game to play against your friends. Ultimate Team is a scam. I've always thought that. It feels the same way as sports betting to me. Like, if it was actually worth it, they wouldn't be making so much ridiculous like amounts of money. Like, it is crazy. Like, if you're talking about something, it's the same way with like Subway and bread. Like, the Subway's not allowed to call their bread in Ireland or something because it literally has so much sugar in it. Like, if you have certain companies banning a mechanic in your game because they say it's gambling, it's probably gambling. There's probably something wrong with it. It's sports betting without a chance to win money. Like, and I want to be very clear. I love playing FIFA, like, against my brother. We played 3 best of 3s after we moved the TV and the PlayStation in, before I, like, had all of these equipment pieces. Like, we sat down in front of the TV, we did 2 randoms, right? 2 randoms of suicide, and we played. And it was a lot of fun. Like, the actual base game of FIFA and EAFC, I think, is a ton of fun. Like, the actual playing a match against another person with your teams, that's awesome. But like, the ultimate team part of FIFA EAFC is just scummy. It just feels dirty, dude. I played it to get ready for the EAFC launch tournament, which I had a lot of fun playing the EAFC launch tournament, but EAFC gave me all of the freaking coins I used to play the freaking tournament. You know, like, I wouldn't go out and spend $50 to get all those points and then open a bunch of packs that are going to screw me over anyways. Just crazy, man. It blows my mind. I never understood it. I think I'm also probably fortunate, right? I don't have whatever it is, a genetic or kind of chemical predisposition to being addicted to like gambling or wagering that some people have. So I'm fortunate in that way. And I feel like EAFC also is able to kind of lean into those people, which is a scummy thing to do, right? You're taking advantage of like a vice that people have. Nathan, thank you for the 22 months. But the problem is, I don't think a boycott would do anything. Like, I saw Nick was tweeting about like doing a boycott, and he thinks it would do something. I don't think it would do anything. Because there's one, like, let's be honest. If you are a content creator around EAFC, if you're a content creator around EAFC, you're probably not doing as well financially as you were 3 or 4 years ago. You're probably not, which means you are less likely to be able to boycott literally the thing that's making you money. Do you want to know why? One of the main, I mean, outside of the fact that I just really enjoy it. You want to know why I sit here at the beginning of streams and we just talk about whatever? Why I started Zealandism? Why I started making YouTube videos on the main channel that have nothing to do with Football Manager? Because I got scared at a certain point that my entire livelihood depended on one game. And that if that game went under, did poorly, got worse, my, not just me, all of the people that work for me, work with me, would all be adversely affected by that, would lose their jobs. And I think a big issue that a lot of people that play FIFA and stream and make content around FIFA run into is that they are very dependent on FIFA. Be honest, no. There was no, I actually think Football Manager is largely moving in the right direction. When I say that, people like say I'm a shill, but like, I think Football Manager is generally moving in the right direction. Miles and I have always, we're not adversarial, but we just don't really understand each other, but I respect what he's done. I respect what Miles has done in leading the company. Like, I think SI does a really good job. They're pretty forward thinking. I don't think they're a bad company or anything, but I think a lot of FIFA creators kind of got stuck. I think a lot of FIFA creators got stuck making the same videos kind of over and over again, and they expected it to give the same return, and over time that sort of thing gave less and less of a return. Like, the one constant is change. Like, if you look at the types of videos I was making 2 years ago and the types of videos I'm making now, they're very different. And that's because we've just kind of adapted. We've tried new things. We found out what people like to watch and tried to, give them more of that while also kind of expanding upon it. Yeah. Apart from the editor, there's no additional monetization in FM. Yeah, the price of the editor went up too, which is funny. But the issue with FIFA is that I think FIFA creators have based themselves on, no, we're going to play Football Manager at some point. I want to play. I have my save up in the background right here. But I also want to talk about this, is I think FIFA creators kind of hitch their wagon to one game. That gets really, 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 really dangerous, especially when that game is a game like FIFA, which is scummy. It just feels dirty, right? It is a company that is like banned from operating certain parts of its game in Belgium, right? But it is a problem. Do you think you'd be able to do a Twitch chat plays FM stream if you learn the code? I don't think so. I've kicked around ideas like that before, but we never really got past the planning stage. FIFA creators complain about the game all the time and then promote Ultimate Team websites in their description. I mean, let's be real. You got to pay the bills somehow. You know what I mean? You got to pay the bills somehow, or not even paying the bills. Let's say you've got an ambitious video idea and some Ultimate Team website comes to you and says, we'll give you $3,000 to do 2 ads or whatever. And you can do that ambitious, project. Or maybe your car broke down. Being a creator is weird in that way. Now, I don't do gambling stuff just out of principle, but I don't blame anybody that does, because everybody's got their own life. Everybody's got their own world going on, and sometimes you need that. Yeah. There have been rumors about FIFA getting a deal with 2K. That'd be interesting. I'd like to see that. Naberto, thank you for the 35 months. I appreciate you supporting the stream, dude. A big issue is that EA is going to make FIFA every year. They aren't going to polish a game they remake the next year due to corporate greed. Yeah, I hate yearly sports games. I hate them. No, I know, Alan, we were, I've actually already replied to that tweet, and I'm sure I've sparked quite the conversation. Ellis is disagreeing. Okay, they've had a ridiculous amount of time to remedy it. They can't do it. It's a mess in every league it's in, not just here. Football is beautiful due to its imperfections. It's killing the game for match-going fans. Add one coach's challenge where if they challenge and lose, they lose their challenge. That and goal line technology fixes the issue, but provides a way to correct massive mistakes. Now, a bunch of people are going to say that's an Americanism, but we just talked about this on stream, and I think it's the best way to do it because it prevents these kind of unnecessary extra reviews. You get one coach's challenge, or if they challenge and lose, they lose their challenge, and that and goal line technology would fix the issue. There wouldn't be as many reviews. Life would be good, you know. If a football manager-like game came out for American football, I would never leave my desk. That would be sick. I don't think it would ever happen. They haven't tried to remedy it, though. Yeah, they really haven't. They just they put everybody in the deep end with VAR, but challenge and play. If you're wrong, you lose a sub. Oh, that's even better, dude. If you're wrong, you lose a sub. So technically you have 5 challenges, but every time you lose the challenge, you lose a sub. Oh, that would be awesome. Why do I think that? Because the way VAR works right now is the guy can buzz down at any time and you just start reviewing something. I think that's dumb. It doesn't work that way even in American sports where we get made fun of all the time for having unnecessarily over-the-top reviews. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a challenge, then there's a strategic element to it. It's like, oh, that play was close. I'm going to save my challenge just in case there's something more obvious down the line that I want to challenge. Because if you challenge and lose, you don't have your challenge anymore. Now, if you're right, you just keep what you have. There has to be a risk of losing something on your challenge. Why do I think there's no NFL FM game? Because you need licensing. FM's able to get away with not licensing most of the leagues that are in the game. But the NFL is obviously a closed kind of monopoly system with the same 32 teams in it. So you need to spend a ton of money to get the licensing to have it. The most likely good situation is that, you know, Madden makes a good career mode. Which I like Madden career mode more than FIFA career mode. I'm not saying it's great, but it definitely can be better. Losing a sub may lead to more injuries, though. Then don't challenge. Or, Mr. Lieb, challenge if you're right. You know what I mean? The whole point of having a challenge system with a punishment if you lose the challenge is to incentivize challenging only when you really think you're going to win. Yeah, it really is shocking how VAR is interesting. Reading the Reddit thread, most agree with Z, want to look at the officials and not the technology. Yeah, just look at the protocols. Just look at the protocols. Does Madden get licensing? Yes. Madden is the same deal that like FIFA and EAFC or FIFA and EA had for a long time where they get all the licensing, they do the face scans and everything. There used to be an NFL head coach game on console. Yes, there was, but it only lasted 1 year. Brian, thank you for the tier 3, dude. The tier 3 subby boy. This is a joke my granddad's dad told him, so it's a great granddad joke. All this newfangled telegraph technology reminds me of a groundless quarrel. It's essentially having words over nothing. That's good. I'll give you that. I'm going to give you a B. I liked it. Instead of it being 1 out of 5, it should be the amount of opportunities to make subs. I like that. I mean, I also like the idea that you have one challenge, and once you use it and don't get it right, you lose it. I mean, that, like, any of these work. You lose one of your substitution windows, works too. Literally pick one of the 3. Pick one of the 3. I want to see if Ellis responded to that. Unfollowed. Followed through. Nice work, dude. Actually followed through on that. Okay, I hope Ellis responds. I really like Ellis. So I'd love to talk to Ellis about it. I'd be okay if you got 1 per half. Maybe, yeah, but then that's maybe a few too many stoppages. And then also, if you have like 1 per half, that encourages people to like use it or lose it. You know, like, oh, I'm going to lose my challenge. I might as well challenge to see if that was, yellow card or something. Oh, you like the post? Yeah. Now, Ellis did go to Boston recently. That dude gets around. That dude travels. The VHS, thank you for the prime. If the ref keeps getting successfully challenged, do they get punished? No. The way it works in the US is there's no like outward punishment for a ref who has their call overturned by a challenge. But there are internal reviews by all of the major leagues in the US. NBA actually releases them publicly. They'll literally go through the game and say, this should have been a foul, this shouldn't have been a foul. And they release that review of like the last 5 minutes of every NBA game publicly. And so it's really cool. You can read through it. And they go through internal reviews and they maintain their officiating standards that way. But there is no system for like, you get demoted if you have too many calls overturned. No. Isn't Premier League adding automated offside? I think if you can automate offside and automate goal line technology, then fine. No, yeah, refereeing in the NFL also has its issues. Refereeing in the NFL also has massive issues. There have been huge debates about it. The NBA has refs on the take. Okay, yes. There was a referee in the NBA that is currently in prison I think he was in prison and he's not anymore. I don't know. There was a ref in the NBA that got like taken down for fixing games. My opinion on the banning of the hip drop tackle, if they want to actually make playing football safe, you have to stop playing football. So they should probably stop at some point before they just make the game too annoying. What about refereeing in the MLB? They have a very strong union, so it's hard to remove people like Angel Hernandez. But Angel Hernandez is hilarious. He is so bad at his job. Angel Hernandez, what's his name? Schwarber. I'm going to see if I can find this clip just by searching it on Twitter. There it is. Oh, no. I want the full clip. I freaking love this clip. So for those of you who don't understand baseball at all, this is, to me, the funniest instance of a referee just getting a call wrong and a player calling them out for it. So in baseball, there's a thing called a strike zone. And if the ball is inside the strike zone, it is a strike. If it is outside of the strike zone, it is a ball. So a ball is good for the hitter. A strike is good for the pitcher. So this guy, this old dude back here, right? He's the guy calling the strikes and the balls. Angel Hernandez is famous for sucking. He is just so bad at calling balls and strikes, but he's just kept his job forever, and who freaking knows why. The fact that I know his name is a great example that this guy sucks. Like, why would you why would you just, everybody's like, oh, bad referees. Angel Hernandez in professional baseball. So this is basically at the end of the game. And so Angel Hernandez gets a call horribly wrong. And then this guy, whose name is Kyle Schwarber, who I actually used to work with in the Florida State League when he was playing there, and I was working as like a broadcaster in the Florida State League. I like Kyle Schwarber, likable guy. And he is basically, this rant that he goes on is he's saying you've missed them all game, high, low, for both teams. You suck. It is so just, you don't need to hear a word that he is saying to understand exactly what he's telling him. The guy makes the call, so Schwarber's out, and he just loses his mind. Oh, it's so... It's like, if you don't know how baseball works, he gets thrown out of the game for that. Like, the umpires can just throw you out of the game, basically like giving you a red card. And this is... even if you don't understand baseball, I feel like you can watch that and just kind of like... Oh... You just understand like what's happening. He's like, you've missed him here, you've missed him here, you've missed him high, you've missed him low, you've missed him for both teams. So slamming of the bat too when he's walking away, and he just makes a business decision. He's like, do I want to make my point and get thrown out? Yes, I do. I would love to do that. Oh, it's such a great clip. Oh, the beauty of baseball. The magic of baseball. Oh. No, you don't go a player short. It's a forced sub. They just throw the guy out of the game and you bring another player in for him. So it's not exactly like a red card, but it is the way that it works in baseball is they throw that one guy out of the game and you bring in somebody else for him. How long would you get banned for hitting a ref? A long time. If you actually like hit a ref in I mean, think about it in any sport. Like if you just punched a referee, what, 6 months, a year? You're like, yeah, I mean, you can't hit the ref. You can go nose to nose with him. Like, obviously, he's nose to nose with him here. And it's like soccer, too. You can get in their face and, like, have a, you know. Isn't that a criminal? Yeah, you probably, like, jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. KS, though, thank you for the 29 months, brother. I appreciate you supporting the stream. Tricky, thank you for the 16 months. I appreciate you. Didn't DeCanio only get 10 games for pushing a ref? I would say pushing is different than punching in the face. Or like hitting with a baseball bat. Baseball bats are weapons. Like you can kill somebody with one of those things. Yeah, you know, like, so, I mean, if you turned around and hit a ref with a baseball bat, you'd be out for a year at least. Massive fine, huge restitution. Like, happened in hockey with Chris Weidman. I mean, hockey's hockey, dude. Hockey's just a brawl. Cantona got 9. I'm so not surprised, Cantona. I'm so not surprised Cantona hit a ref. You hit an ump with a bat, you're banned for life. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Dude, I love hockey. I love hockey. If you've never watched a game of NHL ice hockey, couldn't recommend it more. I think it's the most accessible game for people that don't watch American sports, that love football. I think evidenced by like Dr. Benji and Work the Space got really into, you know, they've got I don't want to listen to Strange Clouds right now, but I've watched Dr. Benji and Work the Space get really into hockey as well. I think it's a super, you know, because it's goals based. It's goals based. And it's such a unique sport with the rolling substitutions and the, you know, the lines and line changes and the way goaltenders work. It's so fun. Watch and yeah, you can legally fight, dude. In ice hockey, you can legally fight. There are guys on each team in the NHL that are designated as like, if you got to send a message to the other team, we're sending that guy. That's the guy we're sending. Yeah, you have to sit for 5 minutes, but you are allowed to fight. And then it gets really good when, like, your captain starts fighting. When people that aren't just the enforcers start fighting, that's when you know it's serious. When, like, your good players get stuck into it, it's like a rite of passage. You got to fight. So is Draymond Green. True. Yeah. Matt Rempe. Everybody loves Matt Rempe. Hockey and rollerblades is big here. It's not the only country where people care about it. That's interesting. I didn't know that was as big anywhere. Show the people Matt Rempe. Fine. Matt Rempe is this cult hero. He does not have a ton of talent, but he's stuck in the league because he's willing to fight anyone. So basically, they just keep him on the team because he'll just get stuck into people. So they play these hockey games like outdoors every year. So this is in New Jersey, and then a brawl breaks out here.
Here's Matt Rempe, NHL debut. Hello.
Wow, a fight before they even dropped the puck.
So this is on his debut, dude.
On the ice of the National Hockey League, and he is squaring off with Matt Martin. And he is a big man. The 21-year-old is 6'7", 241 pounds.
And he's going against a veteran, one of the toughest guys in the league in Matt Martin. Both of them know it's going to happen, and they are...
So yeah, you just kind of go at it. That was like the most exciting fight in NHL history. But they do, like, Matt Rempe shows up at his NHL debut and just gets in a fight. You know what I mean? Like, they just start brawling. Yeah, but I love the outdoor NHL games. I love the outdoor NHL games. Yeah, and honestly, the fact that you can throw hands to settle beef in hockey prevents a lot of the things that happen in other sports where, like, you potentially injure somebody with a studs up challenge. And, like, you can really, like, or in baseball, you, like, throw at somebody, and that can get them hurt, too. There's outdoor NHL games. Yeah, in, like, December and January, they do a stadium series where they'll just go to NFL stadiums and just play outdoor hockey games, and they're packed. I mean, look at the crowd; it's freaking awesome. You know, look, this is where the New York Giants and New York Jets play. Look at Rippy. He's pumping up the crowd. Ah. Have I heard of Minnesota? Yeah, I've heard of that. I haven't heard of Minnesota. Just Minnesota. The amount of skill you need to fight while skating on ice. True. Yeah. Imagine Roy Keane in the NHL. He belongs there, dude. No, but I love hockey. I freaking love NHL. I think hockey's a great sport. Yeah. Oh, you betcha I've heard of Minnesota. Oh, thank you. I get my Minnesota accent going. They played in Seattle at T-Mobile. That's awesome. The fact that two dudes can drop their gloves in the middle of play and start throwing down is so funny. Yeah, I mean, it often boils over. Or it'll be like somebody gets hit really hard and you're like, hey, man, that was a dirty hit. And he's like, what are you going to do about it? And then you can like actually do something about it. Yeah. I've watched hockey movies and never a hockey match, though. Look, I will say this. I have been to an NFL game, an NBA game. I've been to high-level international soccer match. I've been to high league UK. I've been to lower league UK. I've been to Irish league. I've been to, like, obviously Austrian league. I've been to, NFL, NBA, MLB. I've watched hurling in person in Ireland. I've been to Aussie rules football. I've been to an England rugby game before. I've been to an All Blacks rugby game. I've never been to cricket. But out of every sport I've ever watched, the best in-person overall sporting experience is NHL. The difference between hockey on TV and hockey in person is so extreme because what you don't get through what you do not get through the screen is how fast they are. The sport is so fast. It's like watching polar bears tap dance on ice. It's like watching polar bears tap dance on ice. And the stadiums are small and they all have roofs, so they're super loud, right? I will say lower league football in the UK is also just freaking awesome. Love that. But I'm just saying in terms of like the most surprising in-person experience, the coolest, just in terms of the sport itself, the coolest sport to watch in person is hockey. It's crazy. Did I get a Who's Lacrosse games? Yes, I announced Who's Lacrosse games. Barrett. I did radio and whatever other broadcasting for like Who's Virginia games. Messabot, thank you for the 2 months, dude. Kyle, thank you for the 16 months. Hell yeah. Yeah, I just love the ice aspect to hockey. I think is also what adds to that speed so much. I think lacrosse is cool. I've announced a bunch of lacrosse games, and I enjoy lacrosse. Canes at 7 would be freaking crazy, man. Callum, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, Callum Turnbull. I appreciate those 5 gifted subs. Layla the Legend, Young Slicky, Nuki Hun, Stephen M., Waddy Green Bay, welcome to the Hammers. Enjoy the bacon, enjoy the emotes. I need to see Pro High Ally. Bro, I do not know what that is. That is a beer, actually. Me and my encyclopedic beer knowledge. Volleyball is a cool sport? Oh, yeah. I announced so much volleyball. Can you believe what streak we're on? Are you seeing this? Look at all of the green, dude. We haven't dropped points since away at Man City on October 30th. It is January 5th. Yo? Do I remember how to lose? Hopefully not, man. I think it's hilarious that one of our 2 losses this year was the Community Shield, and then we lost Chelsea away as well. But if I remember, the Premier League's like crazy close. Like Chelsea is right with us in the Prem. Even though we have won 18 of the 21 matches we've played in the Premier League, Chelsea is just running right next to us. So what do we have in January? We got FA Cup. Okay. Hillardane, thank you for the $15. Bro! I love that. I love that for you, dude. Thank you for the $15. Congrats, you know, that's an all-time. That just lines up with the sport so well. That lines up with lines up with the hockey vibe so well. The atmosphere of Scotland rugby matches is different. Well, I mean, certain instances of a sport can be that, like, can be special. You know, I'm sure like a Merseyside derby, like there's a ton of instances where the atmosphere is special. I just think your average hockey game is just so, like, it's just such a cool sport to watch. It's so much different than it is on TV. If you ever have a chance to go to a hockey game, do it. That's actually how Dr. Benji fell in love with it. He went to a preseason game at Madison Square Garden, and now he's a Rangers fan for life. Yeah, we're running a Leeds doubleheader as well, but we got this, this is actually quite important. This is FA Cup. Like, we need to, we need to win it. And because of that, I'm going to go with a full first team situation. Gongstead, Lewis, Hato, Inacio, Vandeven, Pavlak, Pereira, Endrick, Seka, McIntosh, Tall. Yes. Oh, I forgot Konda was out. That hurts. Josep Pablo. Love that for you. Coyote, Rodriguez, Rejovic, Verheyen, Canelio, Shikichi, Kaya. Yep, that's our team. Let's do it. Oh, they've got Oscar Clark. My favorite player. Great name. Dickel, thank you for the 3 months. I cannot read that. I've tried. What's this game? Oh. I think it's called Football Manager. I don't know, dude. It's been a while. Haven't played it in a little bit. Oh. First match back. Okay. And it is a fairly high pressure one. You freaking ready? Yeah, Pep's at Newcastle. You know what it is. You know what it be. You know what it do. Please rise and remove your caps for the performance of the FA Cup anthem. It's the FA Cup. The FA Cup. The FA Cup. You may be seated. Oh, it feels good. Feels good to be back flexing the golden pipes. Now let's win. Great to have these boys back in the field. Should be looking even better because we are now, at least this monitor's running on 240 refresh rate. So I imagine that has literally nothing to do with what you guys are seeing. But it looks crazy. Dude, I don't know if I've ever seen a passing mistake that looked like that. Oh. Ay, Jarrell Hato. Yikes. Chexter, thank you for the 27 months. I think Jude's probably still a little pricey for my taste. Oh, yeah, I got to flip the camera. Hold on. Are you ready to enter the Matrix? The wrong button. Okay. We're back. Found the right button. Okay. Definitely did it right this time. Definitely did it right this time. Should just go upside down. Or would you play Jude, and in what role if you had him in FM? I would use Jude Bellingham as a center mid on attack because I am married to using center mids on attack. All right, inside, outside. Pereira, looking good. Bellarmino, Secca, what are we thinking? Thinking Bellarmino, Secca to McIntosh. I like the way you're thinking. Okay. McIntosh, go to... Easy. Matrix sent us to New Zealand. Yeah, dude, I was in my homeland there, where the toilets spin the other way. It's one of my favorite fun facts. If you're south of the equator, the toilet spins the opposite way when it's flushing. Just in case you didn't know. And Rick Pavlai! Yo, he freaking missed it. I spent $130 million on you, brother. Not actually true, though. It is true. I've been south of the equator. If you live directly on the equator, the water goes straight down. But, you know, it's quite hard to be exactly on the equator. Oh, yes! Oh, it's a goal for Tottenham Hotspur. It's a brilliant finish with a minor deflection. My audio board's definitely very weird right now. I don't know why it's shacked and so strange. I've got my headphones turned all the way up. My mic is coming into you guys just piping hot, but I can barely hear it at all in my own ears. Just very weird things going on. We'll figure it out over time. He was off. I am aware it's quieter than usual. I actually can't turn it up anymore. That's just so loud in my ears, though. I'll do that, I guess. Inacio, brilliant. Good. Oh, good. Good. Like it. Like it. Like it. It's good stuff right there. Josh, thank you for the 4 months, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the stream, brother. Go right. Go right. Good. Go right again. Oh, look at us not break that press. God, we're good. Come on, man, run. You gotta run. Yes, okay. McIntosh, beautifully done. Vandeven, McIntosh. Oh my goodness, it's McIntosh still. He's looking good today, though. McIntosh is looking mighty fine. The volume issues could probably be solved by a 5-foot beanbag chair if you source. Yeah, gotta make sure you source something like that responsibly, though. I basically just turned myself off. Like, I can't hear myself in my ears anymore. Which is weird, obviously, but whatever. It's weird for me. Very strange. But if I turn myself up even more, it's gonna be upsetting. Is he thinking it's weird not to hear himself? I suppose that's, it's a fair point you're making. Let's not get complacent. They've gotten 2 chances in this first half while I've been paying attention to the audio. And both of those chances are like off of us messing up playing out from the back. Joey, thank you for the 17. Voidenstein, thank you for the 17. Wow, you guys are like twins. Voidenstein can help you keep count. Let's go. Yes. Yes. No, he should have just gone. You had to why now. Well, he's open. I mean, we have to score from this. There's no way we don't score from this. All right. There's no way we don't score from this. He made it interesting. He didn't take the obvious cross. He went with like the not obvious cross. The quadruple, baby. That's what we want. We want the friggin' quadruple. Subs. All right, so Seka was struggling for fitness. Vandeven's taking a knock, so I'm actually going to bring in Josep Pablo. I'll put Josep Pablo in at center back and put Jarell Hato out wide. Kieran Tall's in a 6.6, so we're going to go with Kaya and Jordi Verheyen should play. Yes, I'm going to do that. And then have Mark Rodriguez come in for Pavlak. 5 changes, baby. What God intended when they put 5 subs in football. That's what they wanted right there. 5 subs in one go. Canelio. Mac. This team is so good. This team is so good. Hockey line subs like a true American. Oh, he's not even one of the good goal scorers on the team. We're so good. The Mick delivery. Who's the best winger on this team, do you think? Endrick, Mac, Shakichi, who led the team in assists last year. Of course, there's Kazu Kanda. Just a complete controlling performance. 2 chances they had, we gave to them with poor play out from the back. Really, really good performance at Newcastle here. Shikichi has your highest match rating in the squad? Yes, but he's like a glass cannon. The guy is injured half the season. Him and Vandeven, man, they make a living based off playing 1 every 2 games. You say that as he's injured. I think he's on the bench, actually. I think Shikichi's here. Yeah, he's not hurt. Oh, McIntosh got hurt. That's what you're talking about. Well, good thing Shikichi's back. Hopefully we can get like a month and a half out of him. Hopefully McIntosh doesn't pull anything. We don't have any subs for him. No, I said King Kazu Kanda, but he's out. He broke something. He's out like 2 to 4 months. We're just surviving without him. I was wondering where the highlight part was going to come in. All right. Friggin' skied that. Oh, really? Three turnovers playing out of the back as part of highlights today. Where'd you move? Oh, I just moved within New York. We found an opportunity to get a place that had an office for Adler, a bigger stream room. We kind of went over it earlier, but there's a TV on this wall, and there's going to be a couch over here. This is a very big room. It's huge, goes way back there. So we're going to be able to set up like a full watch-along studio in here so that we can do the watch-alongs that we like doing. Yeah, we opted for space. No, I didn't get Vinny. I forgot I was in on him. I forgot I was trying to sign Vinicius, dude. And it has a lamp. Very true. There's a very nice... Oh, sorry. Hold on. There's a very nice lamp right here. And a great lamp and Peepo. So, a lot of great things going on. We didn't get Vinny. Totally forgot we were in on him. Vandeven, how were you hurt? I didn't even see you get hurt. McIntosh is out 1 to 2 days. Vandeven's going to miss 12 days to 2 weeks with an injury I didn't even notice happened. Very on brand. Very well done. You mean our 1,200-mile road trip from Tampa to New York? Yeah. Can't believe I didn't stream that one. I mean, I got, like, we do have the streaming backpack, which I definitely don't use enough. I need to do a better job of thinking of fun things that we can do with that streaming backpack, but why don't I try for loans to fill out the squad? We can survive Vandeven not being there. McIntosh is only going to miss 1 match, so we'll just kind of rotate in this position. Do we have any other transfers that are active? Oh, I have an offer out for $100 million to Rashid Sharif. When were you guys going to remind me that I'd done that? I can't blame you. I should be paying attention. I do have $137 million in the transfer budget, though. So there is that. We are looking at Rashid Sharif. Some classic names. All right, Rashid. You guys seeing $100 million here? Good KDB replacement. Jude Bellingham. I mean, like, okay, good KDB replacement. You need a little more passing. Yeah, but you couldn't get you couldn't get the kid from Newcastle. Because Newcastle will charge you $300 million for him. The Italian guy suspended for gambling. He's a little old too. Verts is more of a 10. De Bruyne, now Arda Güler is definitely a 10. I'm thinking more of like an 8. Tonali was, yeah, but I'm thinking more of like an 8. A replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. Like as an advanced playmaker from center midfield. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. So guys like Florian Wirtz, Arda Güler can't do that at all. Florian Wirtz can do that as a secondary vibe. Odegaard's already at a huge team. Bellingham's not a good enough passer. Bellingham's a finishing product type of guy. Yeah, Gavi or Pedri. Now, I don't know if either one of them are like full playmaker emphasized. Hassan Ouedraogo is not a bad shout. The way he develops in FM. Ouedraogo is not a bad shout. I'm going to be honest, though. There are going to be a lot of world-class playmakers in any FM save. It's one of FM's favorite new-gen types to create. I think your best bet might be a new-gen. Kefram Turam from Nice. I really like Kefram Turam. Vitinha's a little more Florian Wirtz for me. He's definitely evolved into like a attacking midfielder. So wingback's got to be the worst. Yeah, it's not good. Like you mean wingbacks getting produced by Football Manager? Yeah, there's not a lot of them. Mario Götze, he actually is a good passer. But I think new gens, if you're looking for an advanced playmaker, new gens. That'd be where I'd be looking. Navais, thank you for the 6 months, bro. Just bro. Thank you for the 6 months. Incredible Hank, thank you for the 25. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we didn't bring the backpack. It was a U-Haul, too. Adler and I were trucking. We listened to a lot of Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. It was fun. And, yeah, we drove all the way up from Tampa to New York. We stopped once. We stopped in Virginia. We went from Tampa to Virginia and then Virginia to Jersey because we needed to be in the city in the morning to start moving in. Juan Manuel Velasco, Benfica, giving us a big offer. I don't want to take it. We might take that at kind of the end of this window. We'll see how much he plays over the next couple of matches. We'll see how much he plays. Hardcore History is so freaking good. I love that podcast, man. How hardcore was it? Pretty hardcore, man. We were doing Supernova in the East. So that's like the rise of Japan and Japan's industrialization and cultural development like through the end of World War II. Really interesting. I was driving a moving truck in the city. It's actually the third time I've driven a U-Haul in New York. It is always a trying time. It is never easy, but I think I did a pretty good job with it. It's really just about survival, and I think I managed to survive, which is just important. Coyote, Mijurkovic, Rodriguez. Shifting around a little bit, I think I'm going to need to bring up a couple of bench guys. Kieran Tall can keep playing because he freaking sucked last time. Coyote is going to play left back. Rico Lewis is out, so we're going to go with Mijurkovic and... Oh, yeah, I'm missing Rosales. So I still don't have 4 center backs. Oh, I love it so much. Well, I now have Pablo, though, so I'm okay. Pereira, Pavlak, Endrick. Seka, I guess, can play. I mean, it's probably a good call. Maybe Verheyen. Well, you go Verheyen. Gotta give Jordi Verheyen a league match. Let's see if he can deliver. Because Endrick needs, he's on that match report, so I don't want to play him twice in like 3 matches. I'm going to give McIntosh a rest because we have Richard Vieg, who's got a lot of talent. Speaking of Drake, since he's on, Jake Wolf, thank you for the 3 months. You guys keep track of the beef between Drake and Kendrick Lamar? Can I just say, on the side, I think that whole thing was goofy as hell. I don't know why people engage with that. Drake definitely got dragged, but like you need to keep something in mind that I again was told recently. Right, because what I do for a living, I like to think I have a pretty normal life, right? But I end up in certain settings or situations where you interact with people that don't have a normal life. A lot of these people are just like nerdy theater kids that are, I don't want to say playing a character, but just kind of doing what they do as their profession. But if you get down to who they are as people, they're still just nerdy theater kids. So the whole time I'm watching this beef, I'm just like, these are just nerdy theater kids. Just like they are. I mean, it's just what they are. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I was a nerdy theater kid. I'm just saying. Chuck A, thank you for the 30 months, man. I appreciate you supporting the stream. Deshinte, thank you for the Prime. A numerator and denominator. That was good. TTS killed you. There's a fine line between a numerator and a denominator, which is the top and bottom half of a fraction. That was good. Calvin, thank you for the Prime, brother. Appreciate it. So, nerdy theater kid. I realize, I guess my accent, the way I talk, just made that hard to hear. But I'm saying nerdy theater kid, which I was as well. I did theater all the way through, but like, they're kind of artsy, you know, like kids. That's who Drake is, and to a lesser extent, but still, that's who Kendrick is, right? And so it just always like they're always acting all tough all the time, like in these settings, and you're just like, come on, man, you know you are, you know what I mean. Atlan, thank you for the 31 months. It feels disingenuous to me, right? Yeah, and that's the other thing is you say like Drake got cooked. It's not like Drake's life is like, obviously Drake's life is weird. Right? He was like trying to hide a child and maybe trying to hide another one, but Drake will be fine. Drake had his own Disney TV show. Yeah. Drake, Sherbert, Kendrick. And somebody pointed out, like, even though Drake obviously comes from a more upper class background than Kendrick does, from the background Kendrick. So what I'm talking about is not like, you know, white suburban background with like, oh, I'm having cornflakes for breakfast. I'm talking about in where they came from. They were kind of the nerdy, thoughtful theater kid. You know what I mean? Like, so where like Kendrick Lamar obviously came from a lower class background than Drake did. He's still in that setting. I mean, the guy has a Pulitzer. He's an incredible writer. Love it. Like, love Kendrick songs. But it's like, I don't know. It's almost something I just like to keep in mind when I'm thinking about these beefs, you know? So true, they aren't real gangsters that would survive a day in the LA backstreets. Nor should they be. Nor should they want to be. You know, that's not like a life or a lifestyle necessarily that you should be aspiring to. It's dangerous, often illegal, right? No, I think Kendrick's a way better rapper. He's a way better lyricist. I think Drake is a better producer. Evidenced by, like, how many more streams does Drake have? You know what I mean? But, you know, being a better producer doesn't really help you win, like, a diss battle. You know what I'm saying? Hi, I'm Ronaldo's son, and I'm using a translator. How likely do you think that is, chat? On a scale of 1 to 1,000, where are we putting that in the negatives? Where are we lining that one up? 2.5. All right. I haven't heard any of the songs from the beef except for that one Kendrick one that's getting a ton of play everywhere. I'm not going to say I'm educated on the beef. I just always love to think about it and the fact that, like, from the background those guys come from, they're the theater kids, you know? And they end up being like the coolest guys out there. It's just a, you know, and a lot of movie stars are the same way. Does Drake have something to do with XXXTentacion's death? Dude, I am the worst person to ask. I don't know. I mean, there's always there's always a ton of rumors like that seem to fly around. But I don't know. Premier League match at Leeds, who's actually 6th in the league, so we need to stay locked in here. Want to make sure we get a good start to this game. Tim, thank you for the 7 months. Did I have something to do with Extentation's death? I hope not. You know. To be honest, I thought I hit a deer with my car. I had no idea. Actually, didn't he get shot? I don't know. I feel like he got shot. No, wait. Is he the guy that OD'd on sleeping pills at the airport? Or did he? Oh, I can't keep track of it. No, okay, he's the one. He got shot. Never mind. Sorry. That was Juice World. Okay. How many of these guys are alive? Fame seems really hard on these people. I'm gonna be honest. Fame seems really hard on these people. Yeah, Wallavici is playing. I suppose that's another very good point. Good tackle by Mark Rodriguez. There you go, Jordy. Seka. Oh, keep it going. Just needed a touch there. Oh, great play by Jordy Verheyen. Verheyen gets it to Pavlak. So I was at a wedding recently. It was while I was in Tampa. It was like actually for my neighbor when I was growing up in Tampa. And I went to it the day before we started driving up to New York. So it was just kind of like 2 birds, 1 stone. That's when we decided to move at that time because we were going to be down there anyways. And at the wedding, I met somebody who's like a manager for famous people. Oh, which is really random. It's actually a pretty redneck wedding, which I love. But there was just one, like, the black sheep in the family, and she was this manager for famous people. And she was talking about, like, fame, basically, and how it affects people. And one of the things she said is that basically from the moment somebody becomes famous, they stop aging. So if you become famous when you're really young, then you still kind of just act like a child. Because you didn't have those, like, grow up, like, those things that help you grow up. The other thing she talked about is that the human brain is not built to get as much feedback as it gets when you're famous. Like, that's why a lot of really famous people don't actually run their own social media accounts, so they don't see that. But the human brain is not built to get that much feedback. Oh, there you go. Who said Kieran Tall needed a move? I saw you somewhere, Fizzy Man. Somebody said Kieran Tall needed a move. That man just scored a beautiful poacher's goal right there. Tommy Ennett disproves this theory. I mean, I think Tommy Ennett, all appearances, seems like a great guy. I've never talked to him. I've been in his space once. He was at the same Beast Burger opening thing that I got to go to with Carl. And he just kind of walked by. I didn't really say hey or anything. But he does seem like a really good guy. Everybody loves Tommy Ennett behind the scenes, too. And I'm not saying any of these theories like check out 100%. I'm just saying that it is kind of true. The human brain is not built to receive as much feedback as it gets when you're in the I mean, relative to the type of people we're talking about, I get no feedback at all. But still, it can be difficult every single day to just get a bunch of people passing their opinions on you and who you are and what you're talking about, and you have to put levers in place to help yourself stay healthy kind of mentally and not put too much stock in stuff. But put stock in stuff that is important. Like, feedback is important too. You can't just ignore it. Oh, let's go. One more pass. Just joined. Did he get the expensive center forward he was going to sell Kaya? Oh, no. We have the offer out for Sharif, but I don't think I'm going to do it. We have a $100 million offer for a center forward from Nottingham Forest, but I mean, I'm looking at him now. I don't really like him. I think you're one of the people of all time, Ordsy. Thank you. That means a lot. I mean, sometimes, you know, it is, it's hard to explain to people that don't do it. There's a reason that content creators, that's a beautiful header, tend to just hang out with other content creators because it is really hard to explain what it's like to people that don't know. I try here every once in a while. But that's a pretty good, yeah, like imagine going to the office and every day you come home from the office, there are a bunch of people that have commented on your performance in the office that particular day. You know what I mean? And then you have to like react to those comments, you know? And it's not just about your performance in the office. It's also how you look, how your personality is. Like comments on just who you are, like everything that makes up who you are, a bunch of people have an opinion on it. I just lost Champions League final because my keeper lost the ball to Madrid's striker in the box. I'm so sorry. My sincerest condolences. I mean that. I do. That is, that's terrible. Do you have to react to comments now? No. But I'll be honest, it's hard sometimes. It's really hard to not react to comments. I know literally every single creator I've ever talked to this about with talks about all of the things they want to say, but they know they can't. Every single one of them. Oh, dude, that was in. Has things they want to say to certain people or things they want to respond to that they don't have the opportunity to respond to because if they do, they'll just make it worse, you know. Is it that hard to respond to that? I mean, like if you see people saying something about you that you're like, oh, I think that's wrong. You can't really respond to it most of the time because you're just giving it more oxygen and then, you know, you kind of look petty. So no, usually the best advice is just don't react to it at all. You mind it's other people in the space or viewers? I mean, both. I don't really have a lot of people that I'm like, oh, you know, but some you'll see a comment and be like, oh, I'm sure I can find an example right here. Happens either way. That's a conversation. Like this dude just called me a nonce, you know, like that. But that's just basically like, kind of, like I don't necessarily have a response to that other than I'm not. But like you know, you just have that sort of thing. Respectfully, you're massively wrong. See, like I could totally just respond to this guy and like explain in detail like why I think I'm right the same way that I did on stream when we had a conversation about this sort of thing. But if I did, you know, then there's the next comment. It consumes your life. And also like, one, you just don't really have the time. And two, a lot of the times it misses anyways. And, you know, you end up not being able to explain yourself the way that you wanted to or stick to face packs, buddy. You know, you're just like, all right. I get a lot of that. I'll be honest, I get a lot of that. I get a lot of the stick to FM or shut up and go back to America sort of stuff. But that's just the way it is. What's the Mark Twain quote? Never argue with idiots. They'll drag you down to their... Mark Twain, never argue with idiots. They'll drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. Love that quote. Yeah. My job is giving opinions. I mean, yeah, well, I also like, you know, I like to talk about things, maybe offer a new perspective that somebody's not thought of, but I feel like, you know, if I'm disingenuous and just say what I think people want to hear, then I feel like a lot less people would like me. I don't know, you know, like I feel I try to be really genuine in my online presence. Here's Pablo. A guy named Josep Pablo. We signed him for $32 million. Plays center back and left back. Love him as a pickup, and we really desperately needed another center back because we had to play the whole first half of the season with 3. How do you not score that, dude? The keeper's out. Are you joking right now? We're going to get George off because I am always worried about his legs. We're going to get Bellarmino off because I'm always worried about his legs. We're going to get Denis Drejevic in for Pavlak because I am, and you guessed it, worried about his legs. Actually, I'm going to go with Mujahid Kaya in the middle. Just want to make sure Kaya keeps getting minutes. He's going to start the next match, too, even though Kieran Tall did score today. Dang it, Vieg! Do something, Vieg! We're in an age where stupidity gets clicks. I don't know how history will view the age that we're in right now, to be honest. I just try and make stuff that I think is good, and I think one of the most important things is always trying to remind myself to have fun. Like, you know how freaking cool it is that we, like, get to sit here and just play Football Manager and hang out? Like, I love that. Casemiro's at center back again. Oh, yeah. That should have gone in. I personally disagree with VAR, but most important point is that we bring points and evidence into civil discussion. There's so many trolls out there. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think, like, where there's also a certain point in a conversation where you have to go, well, like, I think this is right, and the other person goes, I think this is right. My bottom line on that conversation on VAR is that I think it's worth having some sort of video review system to prevent massive mistakes from happening. And some other people might just not think that, and that's fine. But it's important to at least entertain the possibility that it is possible to have VAR without it being the disaster that it currently is. Oy! Thoughts on West Ham beating City? I mean, you know what? David Moyes is retiring or, like, leaving at the end of the season. Win one for the Gipper, you know? Go out there and freaking get it done, man. Oh, we're up 2-0. Then we should be good. Nice chatting. Always good to see you, Dill. That's on where Moyes will end up next. Some mid to lower table Premier League team. What a save, dude. Was that Jordy? That was Rajovic. He is so good. His couch. No, he's gonna take up the, like, Big Sam role that existed for a little while where team's in trouble. Let's call the steady Englishman. You know the funniest thing ever is City and Arsenal both don't win? That would be the funniest thing ever. And Arsenal loses on, like, a really late goal. Or, like, draws on a really late goal. They're winning 1-0 the whole game. Oh, he was off. Oh. Original name guy, 26 months. Dude, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for supporting the stream. I hope you're enjoying the bacon and the emotes. Enjoying your lack of ads. My deepest, darkest fear is that Spurs could get a result versus City and then we'd choke against Everton. That would have sucked. But your deepest, darkest fear has already passed. I don't know. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, obviously it's possible. Any team in the Premier League can win on any given day. Nice ball. I had no idea how we were allowed to score it. I thought that was the end of match highlight, but we just went right through the middle of the field a minute after extra time was supposed to be over. Didn't matter. Jordi Verheyen plays a stinger right to Kieran Tall. Moyes to MLS. No. Doesn't make sense for managers as much as it does for players. Moyes has lived in England, I'm assuming, like basically all his life. Probably just want to keep hanging out there. Take a job in the Prem when he can. Vig. How is this match still going on? Blow it. It's over. Nice win, boys. They're actually 6th in the league, like I said, when we were going in. So it's a nice win. Went out there, executed, got the early goals, set up a couple of tap-ins, putting Chelsea under pressure, which is important. But if Chelsea wins their 2 matches in hand, they are 1 point behind us. So there is no rest for the weary, boys. No rest for the weary. Okay, now we have another match against Leeds on the road. I think we can just get a hotel down the road and hang out for a couple days. Why go back? Moyes at LA Galaxy could happen. Moyes would be a good manager for Celtic or Rangers. It's true, he is Scottish. I don't know if he, does he have a favored team out of the two? Usually Scottish people do. When do I plan on streaming Manor Lords next? I don't really have a stream schedule right now because I'm just obviously still getting moved in, as you can kind of see in the background. That is a couch, technically. When do I think we could do some Manor Lords in an evening? I'll see, but I do have to get to some video recording as well. No, you don't. Actually, there's nothing I can do about it, I don't think. I don't see the under 21 for. Yeah, I can't. City's going to sign the absolute ultimate Wonder Kid goalkeeper, and there's nothing I can do about it. I've already signed 6 under 21 Wonder Kids. I love Manor Lords, though, Mantha. Man, I freaking love Manor Lords. Bly Gilmore, thank you for the 3 months, dude. Check out the unofficial Manor Lord. No, I really want to stream a lot more games. I want to win the quadruple with Tottenham. But I've always, I used to do this where I'd stream Football Manager in the mornings and then another game at night. I really enjoyed that. That's how we played Red Dead Redemption and all that stuff. So I might do something like that again. But what I do know is right now I need to get back on, we need to be doing the Zealandisms and get videos recorded and kind of get rolling. So I hate that under 21 Wonder Kid rule too. Obviously it's about to ruin my life. So Jesus Real, who is this? Tours. Oh, Second League of France. Hell yeah, dude. I'll pay his wage. He needs to get that actual good playing time. Have I seen a second-tier team winning the cup in Poland? I haven't. Usyk or Fury, my FM prophet? Dude. All I'm saying is Tyson Fury struggling with a UFC fighter was not a good sign. And I actually am feeling the upset. I think Usyk is going to win. Is that like tonight? Why are you guys asking me? I knew that fight was happening at some point, but when's it happening? Look, I'm just concerned about, like, Fury is a, if I was getting the Tyson Fury that dismantled Wilder Saturday, okay, sick. I'll be sure to watch that actually. But dude, Usyk's been waiting for this for a long time. I think he's going to come in sharper. I think he's going to come in more motivated. And I don't think we're getting the best Fury right now. I don't think we're getting the best Tyson Fury. So this is heavyweight titles, right, in boxing. I think it's unifying all of them or something. Whoa, we're really into him, and he's going to Al Hilal, getting paid $80 million a year. All right. Oh. That's pretty crazy. Do a sign at the end of the season for the goalkeeper. Valid. Valid. No, but then the release clause doesn't work. Oh my God. Bro, how does that make any sense? That sucks. No, it would. The amount of money they would want if they're flat out rejecting like 12 million to be like 60 million or something. At which point he's not the bargain we wanted before because he would be my backup goalkeeper. Send it anyways. Thank you, Luca. That was very nice of you. Welcome back to the stream. We'll do that. What if I make the offer, it might work. No, I know we have Gongstead. Casper the Gongstead. And we love Casper Gongstead. Be very clear. Okay, I need backup center backs. I can have Joel Hato play both of these. Josep Pablo's not okay. I do want actually, you know what? This match is kind of important. So we're going to go with Hato and Inacio, and Coyote is going to continue to play on the left side. Who's playing? Velasco. Juan Manuel Velasco is going to play. And Pavla Rejovic is going to play. And Indrik's going to play. And Canelio's going to get a run. Shakichi's going to play. Kieran Tall's out for Mujahid Kaya. We're going to go with the same fullbacks? No. I want Rico Lewis, club captain extraordinaire, to lead the boys. Pereira's going to be on the bench as well. Jeremy Myers is kind of the extra guy. No, I don't want to do that. All right, this is Cup semi-final, League Cup, but it's 2 legs. I think this is leg 1. Yeah, this is leg 1. All right. We just beat him 3-0. We are going to be able to rotate the team fairly heavily from who just played 3 days ago. But I'd love to get these guys on the field for a Premier League match against Brentford because the Prem race is still very tight. Then we have Champions League against Anderlecht where we can rotate a lot because that is a match that we should be able to dominate. No matter who's on the frickin' field, we should be dominating. Casper's emote is one of the best. It is quite funny. Casper's emote is awesome. How do I get my U18s to join a league? I rejected the invite 4 to 5 seasons back and haven't gotten it. Ooh. That sounds like a glitch, see? Anybody know how to get it to come back? You're supposed to get asked every season. At least the way it's usually worked for me is you get an invite to the U18 group every year. What's my thought process in opposition instructions? You're tackling harder on the midfielder and attacking players, but why? So tackling harder and force onto weak foot, I usually leave to my assistant coach. The weak foot thing, I'll usually, specifically on wings or fullbacks that I feel are very one-footed and them getting to a certain foot's really bothering us, I'll go in and change it. But I usually handle marking and closing down, or trigger press, as it's called. So that's just my assistant coach analyzing some of the deeper granular data. I have a very good assistant coach as well, so, oh, he's off. And he freaking missed it. Oh, what's that touch, man? Slow? Yes, perfect. Brother, this is why you don't start consistently. You have the finishing of a newborn deer. Is that a staff responsibility? You can turn all like on and off. No, there's an ask for staff recommendation button when you go to opposition instructions. So technically it's under my control, but good block. I just ask the staff like, hey, can you do this? And then I go in and change it. Run! You need to sell Kaya. I was actually excited for Sharif. Yeah, but Kieran Tall's been giving us goals. It's just Mujahid Kaya is like a clearly world-class player who just doesn't quite fit into a role that I have in my team. Problem is, he's got a big wage. We invested a lot of money in him. And so we're kind of determined to make it work. And I believe in his talent. He just gives us a look that we don't normally use, right? He's not like a natural in any position that we play in our tactic that fits everybody else. There we go. Kept it in. Okay. Turn around. Their left back is injured. You should be eating him alive. Guy's limping. Oh! What a goal by Hendrick! Oh, he's injected some pace into that one. A man like Rick. In the cup semi-final, it's Hendrick. Just a brilliant strike. Hermanson taken for pace. That's a finish and a half right there. That's a banging shot. That sucks. We'll go Rejovic. And Mark Rodriguez, perhaps. Belchior Canelio out with an injury. And the injury list, it's growing. Right now, we are still in a good spot, but the injury list is growing, and that is not a good thing. Paul, thank you for the 13 months. And I like you, man. Stop it. Inacio. Oh, brilliant. Ah, brilliant. Not brilliant. Camera settings are sideline with the height turned all the way down. It's just my favorite. I've used it for a long time. Gives you a good tactical overview, but it does make you feel like you're in the match. Oh, good ball, though. I'd love to tack a few more goals onto this because this is a two-leg operation. Big performance from Kaya with the 6.3. Love that for him. Bring in Vigal. Rejovic is not playing well. We'll give Seka some time. Hendrick does have his goal. Coyote you can bring off for Zimon Majurkovic, who can cut underneath Richard Vieg now that we're kind of changing the way we're approaching that left side. All right, and that would be all 5 subs. I like making them early. Get my impact players in there. Oh, my goodness, Hendrick. From 30 plus yards away. Just an unbelievable goal from the Brazilian superstar. He is something special on occasion, and this is one of those special occasions. Oh, come on. Who made that play? Was that Rico Lewis? I tried to pause, but it was already gone. That might have been Rico. Just sailing back to get a block on that shot. full tilt. Read what was going to happen way before it was like actually happening. Brilliant defense. That was definitely Rico. Looking at the little model. Oh, make the pass. Yo, Vig, why are we coming inside? You were wide open. That was a captain's tackle. Hendrick. Rodriguez. Oh, he did. Nobody wants the shot. Oh. I'd love to see Velasco just take a touch and use that space, though. He really passed out of it too fast for my taste. Oh, yeah, Vig. Goal incoming. Mikano calls it. It's an Hendrick hat trick. It's Mazurkovic, Vig, and Velasco, some of the new boys. Richard Vig walking it in. Hendrick could hardly miss. Hat trick at Leeds in the Cup semifinal. In the second leg, we can rotate really heavily. We'll be at home with at least a 3-goal lead. Oh, please tell me we got 4. After I said at least, please tell me we got 4. Oh, love that, Vig. We're behind the press. Very confident passing from Richard Vig. Mazurkovic, tall, good hold-up play. Great options on this right side. Oh, great ball by Rico Lewis. Oh, that is so good. Oh, what a delivery, Rico Lewis. And then Hendrick with 3 goals. He's picked up an assist. It's fearless goal scoring from Kieran Tall. This might be, and I do not say this lightly, it is in contention for the most talented team I've ever coached on FM. The sheer talent of these players. Absolutely. What we're doing right now, running through this campaign, unbelievable. They rejected it. Okay. Oh, he's out for 3 weeks with a rolled ankle. And Hato got a fitness concern, which sucks. Sit out training for a week. He'll sit out the next 2 matches and then hopefully be rested and ready to go. Look, I realize I said earlier that I wasn't sure if I wanted to sign him. But I would have loved to have had the option. Now I don't have the option. Now I have $137 million burning a friggin' hole in my pocket. Let's get feisty now. Let's get feisty now. Show me the best players you've got. He wants to be a star player. That's why nobody signed him. That dude doesn't even play a lot for me. For being so brutally honest, that dude does not play a lot for me. Carlos Guerrero. I also cannot sign Carlos Guerrero. Sad noises. Have to be at least 21 if they're a foreign player. Kylian Mbappe. Fullbacks or wingbacks. I like the guys we've got on the outside, though. Like, what do you... What position do you guys think that we need to improve? I mean, I don't know if there's like a massive improvement lurking out there anywhere, but I think a real world-beating striker is something we've been interested in for a long time, but that's why we had the offer out for Rashid Sharif. That's why we've just been lurking around all these different guys. He sucks, man. He's so bad. Like, the strikers we have are just better than those guys. Let me go to my short list. There's the defender Akeem McIlvaney, but we did just go sign Josip Pablo for $32 million, which feels like a steal, like if we look at this. So McIlvaney's got better aerial, technical, and attacking. He's also a little faster, but he's worse mentally and as a defender. So McIlvaney is a better, like, fullback guy. Yeah, they do. You have to be a special player to get into this team. Holland, the money it would take to wedge somebody like Holland from City is probably more than $137 million. So there's a limit on the number of 4 and under 21 players you can sign in England. I have already signed my 6 because it's January. Casual Screamer, thank you for the 9 months, dude. Thank you for supporting the stream. I appreciate you. Enjoy your lack of ads, dude. Any trolling I can do by declaring interest? I do love a bit of trolling. Really like Jack Waters, but under $32 million for a guy that kind of hates big matches just feels like terrible business to me. Senegalese international. Can't sign him anyways. You know what I was thinking? I don't have enough wingers. That's what I was thinking. I was just sitting here thinking, and now how could I possibly get more wingers on my team? Because I feel like, I just don't have enough. Man, he's good. Alexandru Kujamzoglu. Yeah, don't worry. I nailed that. We plugged it into Google Translate and had it tell us how to say the name. I just have no idea. I don't even know if I can remember what they were telling me at that point. Okay, strikers. Kirschbaum's potential got downgraded. There's the 21-year-old Englishman, Tim Prescott, to be $100 million. Thank you for saving me, dude, because I hadn't. I had not thought about the Roman Empire today, and you would have had to revoke my license, and I feel really terrible about that. Dude, I can't find a player that I want to spend money on, man. Mbappe. He's 34. I think we've actually tried this already. He's getting paid $1 million a week. Over $1 million a week. 34. And I think he would cost over $100 million. I think we tried this before. $230 million for a 34-year-old. I will start bleeding out of the nose and convulsing. Worth it for a quad? I think. He might be the best move. Timmy Prescott might be the best move. $101 million, but he's a 21-year-old model citizen that, very balanced game. He's going to get better. I see the vision. Andrea Lucci. I don't know how to get Hudson-Odoi out of my team because I just bought Rodrigo. Well, if he doesn't want to be sold, you can try a loan deal for a year and then try and sell him next year. Will Snowdobear is available for $67 million. Oh, Wilson, we meet again. He's $200 million. Are we ignoring Ivan Alves doesn't like big matches? Ivan Alves doesn't like big matches. I'd take his center back. I'd love Bryn Worrell, but he doesn't love me. 11 tackling for a guy we're going to ride or die with at center back is crazy. Not a lot of wonder kid center backs. Not a lot of them in this world that we're living in. I would love to replace Inacio or have somebody in place that can replace Inacio at some point. Like somebody that will develop up into a position where Inacio becomes redundant. I don't know if Joe Hayes is going to be able to get there. He's got a pretty solid base, but he is the only 5-star potential guy. We're in a tough spot, dude. Hincapie's world class, yeah, but he's like 31 now. He is exactly 31. That dude sucks, so my bad. Wibble, thank you for the 13 months, man. I appreciate you supporting the stream. I just read one dead dude. Sorry, I know who you are. I just read Wibble first and my brain freaked out. Akeem seems to be the best for the future. I think so. I mean, he's like 5 years younger than Rico Lewis. That's what we're looking at. Dude, Fajiki is that crazy. Nobuyuki Fajiki is that wild. Yeah, I don't care what the scouts are smoking here with the 2 stars, dude. I'm feeling this. 21-year-old, looks like he's got a lot of room to grow, loving the resolute personality. He's got good size and strength for a guy that can play both fullback positions and step it inside. Uses his left foot pretty well as well. Work rate's a little low, obviously lacks top-end offensive skills, but him being available for like less than 150 million is weird to me. Let's have a little negotiation. I'm coming back tomorrow. I like him, though. Nobuyuki Fujiki, and we also already have, you know, pretty rare, but we also already have a, really? Screw you, man. He's coming back. We're loaning him somewhere else. Why are you not playing him? He's actually good. I like Maximus Sargent. He's actually pretty good. Please play him somewhere. Okay. We've won 18 games in a row. Okay. Damn. Oh, yeah, it's player search. Hello. How are they not? This guy's played 3 games for them so far. Like, you know how crazy that is? Wow. 62 million straight up for Nobuyuki Fujiki. This is what they paid for, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. God, that took me way too long. I think we'll just bring this guy in, put his focus on pace so he gets quicker as a player, but there's a lot to like about, you know, and again, somebody that can play across the lines and not a foreign signing. He's already already here. What did they sign him for? Probably nothing. I remember I was mad that they managed to get him, but I've got that, and then we could go after somebody else. I mean, I have 137 million in the bank. You take 62 out of that. I'm looking at like 75 million. Shopping cart, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you coming back and enjoy your lack of ads, dude. Yo, what's up? How you doing? I just love the Japanese. Yeah, the 10 work rate. I see him more as a center back. I see him more as a center back option that, like, Jarell Hato can kind of cover fullback positions. Yeah, well, they signed him from Japan. It was always going to be a lot cheaper. I remember seeing him when I came across. I was doing some scouting earlier and was frustrated that we didn't find him in Japan first. Because that would have been nice. But yeah, you're looking at guys like this that are kind of in the same price range, and Fajiki's kind of on another level. He's looking like a Cole Palmer type player where the moment you get hands on him, you're like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he's completely either-footed. That is a very rare outside foot, both side fullback. Very rare. Gilberto Zamora. Yeah, we'll try that. So I've got 70 million left to maybe improve the team even more. What about Prescott? Are they dead set on that release clause? I would assume because he's English, they are. We're going to take this back to old school Zealand moves here and start breaking out the installments. They're going to reject this up front. I'll try a $100 million offer that I pay out over 4 years. Oh, and he only wants breakthrough prospect. Oh, I love this guy. He has no idea how good he is. Wants a solid wage. He does want to get paid. No blame. No blame. Work with me, man. Do the dance. Thank you. Nobuyuki Fujiki. Because he's older, I kind of believe that potential, too. First Temper, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you supporting the stream, dude. Enjoy the lack of ads. Fujiki could be a monster center back. I don't know, his 14 jumping reach sucks, but his strength is definitely world-class center back level. His concentration is, his bravery is. No serious holes in his game. He's a very good tackler. The guy can definitely put in a challenge and win the ball off people. He's very good at that. And of course, there is the possibility that we play Fujiki at right back and Kazo at right wing, and then we just have a Japanese right side of the field. We also don't have to worry about adaptability. The guy's already been in England for a few years, so we're going to get the sweet, sweet, hot and spicy development, dude. The hot and spicy development. Okay, red. Charles, I'm not seeing the vision. Now, with Nobuyuki Fujiki, my scouts understood the assignment. They gave me something excellent. I love you, Calvin. I love you so much. Ah! I want Calvin on my team. He's so good. Every time I see him, chat, it's literally every time I see him. I always keep the dream alive, man. I always keep the dream alive. Antonio Lozada, Everton's already in on this guy. I'll keep an eye on him, but I don't think he's that good. Also found him a little late, didn't you? Everton found him before us? What are we? Everton? God, he's good. Carlos Guerrero. Yo! I really hope that guy... No, not important player, dude! He dislikes me. No! Let me sign Calvin one time. Please, God. Calvin, fire your agent, man. Every January, I'm always looking at the money I have left, and I'm like, Calvin. It must be Calvin. Here, bring it in. I've been in the bottom corner, and you can't see me. Tim, they rejected the offer. Yeah, well, I never liked you anyways. Tim Prescott, I always thought you were a bit of a loser. So, I just didn't want to say it out loud. No, not what I wanted to do. Sorry, we're not making an inquiry. He has a release clause. Let's go take a look at what else is going on. Let's try Premier League. Wolves, they'll pay 100% of his wage, and they'll give us a $350K loan fee and regular starter playing time for Maximus Sargent. Thank you. And we're not going to get Juan Alonso because we borked the contract talks last time. I think he wanted too much playing time. I don't think that was our fault. I think he actually borked it. Hunting for a fullback, I'll see you in a year. So painfully true, man. Although we have found one of them. So we have found one of them. Every time I look at Romario Gila, I'm like, you know, it kind of makes sense. But he would be the most hated signing because he's not flashy and he doesn't have potential. I'm afraid of the public backlash of signing Romario Gila. No. I was drooling there for a second. Got all distracted. I was drooling. Bring back Zanini. I don't think we have, as long as we're getting Fujiki, I don't think we have the resources to go after him. Because that's a release clause. That's very obviously a release clause he's negotiated into his contract. We'll have about 75 million, so I can do like 65 up front and then installment my way to like, let's see, they're going to reject this. So that's 120. What is that? What the hell? Oh. Take the offer. I'll take Vittorio Zanini and we'll have the most cracked wing collection of all time. Cendric's unhappy. Oh, Indrik was. Oh, hey. I figured it was one of the guys coming back from injury. Oh, he is unhappy. Oh, yeah. We need to remove that. We need to remove that. So we went over the. I don't know why I didn't actually do it with the editor. But an explanation to all of you what is about to happen. When you enter into contract negotiations, he's waiting the fulfillment of your promise to him before considering his future. There is no active promise to him. And so we have clearly entered a glitch in the game. He's unhappy about being transfer listed. He's not transfer listed, as you can see here. And there is no promise to him. So because we transfer listed him, and then we got the notification that he wanted to talk to us. Then I went and then I basically, before talking to him, went in and took him off the transfer list, and that just kind of broke the game. Yeah, so we protocol for using the editor to fix a glitch. We are going to save. We will then use the editor to make sure we don't accidentally mess up something that we didn't want to mess up. That will be fine. No, I mean, anytime I use the editor to fix a glitch, I just want to make sure I explain myself properly so people know what's going on. So the only thing you have to do is remove all unhappiness right here. And that removes his upset thing. It is now gone. Cool. But yes, he's actually been upset for quite a while. We just didn't act on it because we were hoping it would like rectify over like on its own, but that's literally from August. So it was time to fix the glitch. R.I.P. in peace. To I don't even know what. To Indrik being mad about nothing. Believe into hype. Thank you for the prime. Pin for Chelsea. Oh, dude, I forgot a match was going on already. Chelsea and Brighton kicking off. Huge match for, isn't it, European ramifications? Chelsea and Manchester United tangoing for the final European spot. If Chelsea gets a win, Manchester United is basically cooked. And you're saying Chelsea has a penalty, and United Newcastle just kicked off. For Newcastle, Europe is, I guess it's not technically safe. If they lose and then lose again, Chelsea and United could jump over both of them. A win would guarantee Europe for Chelsea and Newcastle. And Chelsea has a penalty Cole, you know Cold Palmer's putting that away. You freaking know Cold Palmer's putting that away. What are you even on about? This is a sick signing. Dude, Hiroshima's getting $23 million? Dude. Best sell-on ever. Son Freesy, Hiroshima's getting $23 million. They're getting nearly half of the total transfer. To be honest, they need it to rebuild, you know. Welcome, Fujiki. Nobuyuki Fujiki. No pen. They reviewed it. Well, Chelsea's voting for anti-VAR measures now. All right, I'm going to have him just train as a ball-playing center back. I think he long-term projects as a center back pairing with Jarrell Hato. Nobuyuki Fujiki. And we're going to work on his quickness, but welcome Fujiki. We're meeting him at the airport or wherever he's coming from. Liverpool, I guess. $62 million for 21-year-old Nobuyuki Fujiki. We love his array of skills. Yeah, I mean, we obviously talked about him already. I think we can add a little bit of pace to that. His potential seems very legit. Scouts have reported the same on it for a long time, so there's room to grow. Love his mentality. I think at the very worst, he is a really solid contributing player. At the best, he is a relied upon regular starter at center back. Oh, yeah, I forgot this guy was on the move. Not actually that good, but... Oh, yes! The signing of Fujiki is likely to cause a sharp increase in revenue from jersey sales. Signing of Fujiki and players of similar caliber can only improve the club's ability to sell merch. We already make $60 million a year from merchandising sales. Fujiki jerseys will be high sellers. Tall is expected to remain number one. Predicted shirt sales are moderate. It is tough to catch Kieran Tall, apparently. But hey, Kazu Konda's second in shirt sales. Japan goes hard in the shirt buying paint. Let's get into the match, though. You know, all we did, we just went and spent a cool $62 million. That's all we needed to do. I'm going to give Mujahid Kaya some time at left wing. We'll go Shakichi. We'll go with the winger set. The wingers on the bench today, my good man. So I do want starters, and our starters are Jarrell Hato needs to rest. Dang it. Jarrell Hato needs the rest. And that means Juan Manuel Velasco is back on the bench. Vandeven's not ready. Sargent's being loaned back out. Canelio Rosales and Conda out for a long time. Well, I guess Jeremy Myers can play attacking midfield. I don't think Verheyen can. No, but he can play center mid. So we'll take Jordi Verheyen over Myers. Pablo and Mazurkovic right now, because Fujiki just got here, I'm going to go with that as my bench. Don't want to throw him in there right after he arrived. Pavlak. Hey, Rejovic. Pavlak will be able to carry us through the champion. No, Red. Nope. Need my best team out there, with the exception of Kaya. We're in the country. Hello. Muddy Funsters, thank you for the 15 months, dude. Konda's hurt, so we can't do Konda and Fujiki. You Ten Hag in or out? You know what? I don't think the results in the field have been bad for Ten Hag. I think the way he handles the pressure of being Manchester United's coach is the problem. Am I Ten Hag out? I wouldn't say I'm fully Ten Hag out. I just don't really, like, in the same way that I'm very complimentary of the way Ange handles situations, I just don't really like the way Ten Hag handles situations. I think he makes a ton of excuses, but not in a, like, not in a, like, I want to say like a Jurgen Klopp way where it's almost sassy and then he comes back and his team is like great. I just really don't like the way he handles those situations. So if it was my team, I wouldn't want Ten Hag to be the coach, but I do like his results on the field have been fine. If they miss Europe, I think he's gone. Josh, thank you for the prime. Todd, thank you for the 5 months. I'm Ten Hag. The greatest thing in the world is watching that club flounder. I got confused there, long but it is therapeutic for all of those fans that had to live through Manchester United's dominance, finally watching their club be able to like throw a punch. Okay, at home against Brentford, it should be a dominant performance. We have 18 consecutive wins in competitive matches, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to put a little pressure on the team. We're the favorites here. I want us to play like it. We got Champions League against Anderlecht coming up next, which is a match that I feel really comfortable about. Got to keep the results going. Beeble, thank you for the prime, dude. Enjoy the bacon, enjoy the emotes, enjoy your lack of ads, and I appreciate you supporting the stream. The editors are eating good tonight. United needs a new culture. Yeah, they need somebody like Ange, actually. They need a culture changer. And they're just going to have to find the right one. As an Athletic fan, I'm so scared watching this downfall after Ferguson. Post Simeone is going to be horrible. It doesn't have to be. But I will say, I think letting the manager pick their successor is not the right way to do it. I think you need to take all factors into account instead of letting the manager pick somebody that they're friendly with. Because picking your successor doesn't work well, historically speaking. It just doesn't. Yo, Leopard Seal, thank you for the 11 months. So obviously this is subject to change, but I'll stick with whatever I say right before the tournament. Subject to, change based off of injuries or whatever. But Copa America, I think there are only I can't believe I'm about to say this. I think there's only 3 teams that can win. I think there's only 3 teams that can win Copa America. I think there's only 3 teams that can actually win the tournament. I think it's Brazil, Argentina, and the U.S. Now, hear me out. Okay, look. Uruguay is on a downswing. Everybody knows that. Luis Suarez is aging out. They're on Fede Valverde and Rodrigo Bentancur now. I think they're on a downswing. Colombia's obviously on a downswing. Chile's out of its golden generation. South America's kind of down bad right now. I would say Ecuador is the 3rd best team out of South America, and I think they are a full step and a half away from Brazil and Argentina. They did really, really well in qualifying for the World Cup, but those results were tactics, cohesiveness, a great, good generation of people that say they like each other. But I don't think Ecuador actually has the chops to win the tournament. They're not like the Chile team that won it twice, where you've got, a couple of guys playing at the real top level of the game and a world-class goalkeeper and captain. You don't have that. Mexico can't win it because the U.S. has been beating that ass for like 5 straight years now. And as a result of that, I mean, legitimately, I think I think the U.S. is the 3rd best team in the tournament. I mean that. I'm not like. I realize how ridiculous it sounds. Even 5 years ago, it would have been ridiculous. But I think the U.S. is the 3rd best team in the tournament. I think that when you look at results, particularly in those USA v Mexico matches consistently, when you look at the United States performances against teams like England, against a team like Wales or a team like Iran at the World Cup, where the United States is able to kind of impose the way that it wants to play and get good results and get good chances and not wilt on that type of stage, that I think that the U.S. actually I think the U.S. legitimately has a chance to win the tournament. Will I be disappointed if the U.S. doesn't win the tournament? No. Colombia will beat the U.S. Dude, Colombia is not good right now. Colombia. Colombia missed the World Cup. Colombia is not. I would if I'm picking South American teams over Colombia, Ecuador is there. Uruguay is there for sure. But Colombia, relative to what Colombia was, the James Rodriguez World Cup quarterfinal Colombia, they're not there. If Uruguay is better than the U.S., then why the hell did it get knocked out by South Korea? South Korea is better than the U.S.? Bro, I just don't think that's true. South Korea showed up and got waxed in the round of 16. Now, I love Heung-min. I love Son Heung-min. I do. I like the South Korean national team. I'm just saying if Uruguay is really, definitely better than the U.S., you can't be getting knocked out of the World Cup by South Korea, right? Uruguay scrapped its way into the World Cup, too, and now Uruguay is older, right? They're in between generations right now, right? Because Luis Suarez is still there. That's still the guy they're riding with. Fede Valverde and Bentancur is a great midfield. Fede Valverde will be the best player on the field when the U.S. plays Uruguay in the group stage. But I think the U.S. will have the better team. We're at Italy, Euro 2020 champions, and didn't qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, qualifying out of Europe's wild, usually. I don't clown on Italy too much for missing the World Cup, but... Destroyers, enjoy it. Goalkeeper's fun, dude. You don't have to run as much. Yeah, Uruguay. I know. Uruguay's running with they're running with El Loco now. They've got a different coach, different system, right? I think you're underestimating a lot of teams as a cohesive unit. I'm just saying, dude. Based off of results, screw best players. Screw based off results that teams get. I think the United States is the 3rd best team in the tournament. I really legitimately believe that. I will be disappointed if we don't make the semis. I won't be disappointed. Brazil and Argentina are way better than the U.S. We would need everything to go our way, extra time, some crazy, in order to win a match against one of those two teams. But I think that if you look at results and what teams have achieved at their last couple of showings in big moments, I think the U.S. is the 3rd best team in the tournament. And I think that, if Argentina loses on penalties to somebody, right, that the U.S. could absolutely shithouse a result against Brazil. I think that's possible. The U.S. will not show up and outplay Brazil. I'm not delusional. The U.S. is way worse than Brazil. I'm just saying. You can win one game. So that was nice. I hit restart, and then all of a sudden we were cooking. All this talk for everybody to lose to Jesse Marsh's Canada. Love that for you. I love that for you. Jesse Marsh going to Canada hurt. I thought it's Jesus Pereira. It's his first goal for Tottenham Hotspur. And this unplayable team remains entirely unplayable. Muty, that was fun. Or Mutey, that was fun. I'm going to give it a B-. So I'm a big, I think beavers are adorable as an animal. We have the emote and everything. Of course, that was for Sebastian Beaver, the greatest wonder kid of all time. No way. Damn it. I thought no talking about politics. I don't think anybody talked about politics. I don't think anybody mentioned it. Ain't nothing political going on. So, yeah, I didn't get to the Euros. We're up 2-0, so I guess I can spin that. I do love the explicit metaphor there. We almost gave up that goal. That would have sucked. Thank you, Bruce. I hope you're doing better. You're a great mod, and it's great to see you, dude. What are my thoughts on the Danish team of the Euros? Quarterfinals, max. I think they're in that range. They're kind of like a Switzerland this time around. I can't really trust them after their World Cup performance. But, you can't discount the tactical familiarity. They're a tough team to score against, dang it. Oh, yeah. Oh, make it easy, son. Make it easy. Palmer scored? There it is. Chelsea looking at Europe after all that nonsense. Chelsea's looking Europe square in the face. Honestly, it's wild that you can be in 11th the entire season and still get Europe. Like, do you know how crazy that is? You can be in 11th the entire year and make it into Europe anyways. But best, the team to win the Euros, don't sleep on Germany. I love Julian Nagelsmann as a coach. I think that Germany playing at home, this is a real opportunity for them to switch the narrative that they've gone through, obviously, with the last two World Cups, right? You're going to have all the energy of being at home. You got a new superstar coach. They always have the talent to win the tournament. You missed a penalty? No, he didn't. Okay, we'll make some subs, just like fitness reasons. Dude, Kaya, can you just play a little bit? That'd be great. Endrick been struggling a little bit with it. Inacio, definitely worried about him. Bezirkovic is going to go in. I'll save one sub. This is a league match. I'd hate to get like a red card and an injury and all of a sudden I'm screwed. It did, Chris. Thank you for the 18 months. Georgia's going to win the Euros for America. Dude, like my 8th favorite state. They got it. Sorry, but I don't discount Germany, but I'm not going to pick Germany. I think, look, if you're going off results and talent, the obvious pick is France. France is the best national team going right now, in my opinion. I think that they were better than Argentina. Argentina won the World Cup. They deserved to win the World Cup. They had the special sauce, right? But I think France is the best team in the world right now. But if I want to spice it up, I really think if you assess the talent of the players and like the results at the last couple major tournaments, England's got to be like right there. Like if France isn't hungry enough, they get complacent, whatever, it's got to be England. It has to be, right? Spain's a little down. Not high on Italy right now. Hey, England, right? Like, I know England's the meme. They're like the Tottenham of international play. But it has to, like, If France shows up and lays an egg, England's the team I'm picking. They have to. They're the only logical pick. Now, I think Portugal is on that next tier. I think if you're making a list where Germany is there because of my belief they can turn things around with Nagelsmann and being at home, and you're also putting Spain on that list, I think Portugal's on that list too. I like the Portuguese team. I think the Ronaldo thing is going to get weird. I think it always gets weird. I think it's going to get weird again because he's going to have to go, right? And I don't like the coach for Portugal. But I know he's going to call up Ronaldo and maybe try and get him to embrace the super sub thing. We'll see. Southgate says no. Hey, he doesn't play the most exciting style, but what results were you getting before Gareth Southgate that you would like to write home about? Exactly. I think he gets unnecessary hate. I think his team selection is funny. I think his tactics are funny and definitely very defensive, but he gets results, man. He gets better results. So Martinez a brilliant coach? I don't think so, dude. I did a deep dive on Martinez. He's the coach of Portugal. I did a deep dive on his career arc. He's kind of failed upward. He obviously interviews very well. People fall in love with him when they're looking for a new coach. But if you just results based, he has kind of failed upward. Belgium to the semifinals of the World Cup is there, but also they were not the dominant team in their round of 16 match with Japan, and I will never forget that. And they were a way more talented team than Japan was at that stage. It's hard to say he failed with Belgium completely when he made the semifinal, but part of that run was that win over Japan that I just feel like Japan should have won that game, even though Belgium's a more talented team. The Netherlands, better than Denmark, but not on that same level with Portugal and Spain. And I think the Netherlands' issue is the front half of the field. I think the Netherlands needs to find their answers at the front half of the field. Yeah, Roberto Martinez got launched by winning that FA Cup with Wigan, but then didn't he I can't remember because I made the video a long time ago, but I think he got fired or there's some sort of mutual agreement to leave, or then he went to I don't really remember exactly what. I think went to another he went to another team and then kind of flopped there too, and then it was Belgium. Sinisty, thank you for the 10 months, man. Oh yeah, Everton. That was right. He had one good season and then it was a slow fall. Dude, Mark Rodriguez, oh my God, that's two of my center backs, man. This is ridiculous. Oh yeah, I have Manchester United in the freaking FA Cup, dude. Forgot about that. No Zanini. The Netherlands really need a good striker. Weghorst and Gakpo aren't it. I mean, Gakpo's the only guy they got, in my opinion. Weghorst is a workhorse, but he doesn't have that world-class ability. Gakpo can get there, but yeah, I think the Netherlands is lacking world-class forwards, and that's their problem. I think their defense is good enough to keep any game close, but they got a great midfield, but you got to have wingers and strikers that can dance with these guys. Xerxes, he hasn't developed, has he? Where does Xerxes end up? Oh, we just broke the transfer fee record for a Japanese player, so that happened. Oh, my new signing press conference. Yes, I'm very satisfied he's here. I got plenty of scope to keep spending. Yes, we signed to make a swift improvement to the team. Yes. I want to see Nobuyuki flourish in the same sort of player. Oh, who are we talking about? Kayode? Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got another Japanese guy hanging around. I'm sure that they'll get along. I'm sure he'll show him the ropes. He's doing pretty well at Bologna. Bologna, her, and you. Okay, so Xerxes put his career back together again. Last I heard of Joshua Xerxes probably a year ago, and he seemed to be slowing down. So he could be the answer. That kid's 6'5", 200 pounds, and everybody thought he had all the technique to be a world-class striker. So if he's starting to find that, then might be a little early, though. I guess Xerxes, if you score 11 goals like you're saying with Bologna, they've obviously had a good year. This might be a tournament that he could break out at, right? Because I wouldn't say he's at that level now, but if he shows up and scores like 4 goals and, has a banger and like really helps them win a game, that would be like, that would be his coming out party. That would be the, oh, here we are. Hey, the guy's finally getting better. Unbelievable. Am I still in New York? Yes, I am. General John, thank you for the 10 months, dude. Appreciate it. I am in New York. Coleman always used Memphis as a false 9 instead of putting an actual striker. Look, I like Memphis Depay. I think he's the best player that the Netherlands have up front. He obviously has a lot of experience doing it with the national team as well. But I also think that there is a fatal flaw for Memphis Depay, at least a lot of the stuff he says publicly. He's an idiot. So, that can be a problem when it comes to trying to get a nice balanced team together. He definitely has, I don't know him, but he has some unhinged, he does some unhinged stuff. In that, strikers are always a little weird, but he's... He's a little off the rails with some of the things that he does, in terms of what he says publicly. So, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there was the guy, Quincy Promes, who's, just objectively a terrible human being. And Memphis Depay just, continues to support him. And also the Danny Alves, Memphis Depay, helped pay Danny Alves' legal bills, and then, really publicly was I'm paying my boys legal. He seems like a guy that I would struggle to get along with based off of the available information. And I imagine that can make things a little difficult in a dressing room. Now, dressing rooms are the national team. They don't have to be great, but vending machine at work is broken? Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Do I eat it new pork? No, but I love pork, so, maybe I could dive into that sometime. He's depaying his... Oh, my dude. He's depaying his legal bills. Nice. That was good. Well done, dude. Just worried that was a big injury. Did not need that to be a big injury. Do the Netherlands have any striker prospects aside from maybe Jason Van Druijven? No, it's Xerxes. Especially, Xerxes been the lead guy for the Bologna team, as I was just being told. I lost track of Xerxes. He was an FM Wonder Kid at one point. I didn't really know where he'd ended up. But he is 6'5" and technical and has, there's no obvious reason he can't be a world-class forward if he continues to get better. So maybe that door stays open then. Do we have anybody that is turned into an under 21? Nobuyuki Fujiki is not expecting to be registered. Jesus Pereira and Josep Pablo are expecting to be registered, which means I'm assuming in my infinite wisdom I had a plan for who I was going to remove when that happened. And that plan seems to not be particularly well thought out. So if I add Josep Pablo, where is he? A squad player, and Pereira obviously needs to be in there as well. Jash needs to be in there as our... Oh, it's Velasco. Oh, it's Velasco. Got it. That was it. That was easy. I did have a plan in place. So Fajiki's not registered. And what we could do is just to get Fajiki some playing time. Rosales is injured. He shouldn't get mad because this is just a one-off registration for this match. Canelio is also injured, so we'd be able to bring in another guy that could help cover for his absence and maybe get some minutes, like a Juan Manuel Velasco, perhaps. Oh, wait, Fajiki can actually be registered. Anyways, because he's nation grown. That's crazy. They signed him at 18, and I didn't even notice that until literally just now. That is so nice. Cool. Brian Broby is twice the potential of Xerxes. I mean, I know who he is, but I haven't heard that from a lot of people. You never know how this stuff is going to play out. He totally might, but... All right. Please don't get mad at me, Canelio or Rosales. I'm just switching the registration around for this one match. Doesn't look like they got mad at me. That's good. Kobe Mainu scored. Oh, it's a massive goal for Manchester United. And that means they can catch Newcastle on the final day. As long as Chelsea stays winning against Brighton, though. As long as Chelsea stays winning against Brighton, Chelsea will be guaranteed European competition next season. Huge credit to Pochettino and to Cole Palmer and literally nobody else for being able to figure that out. All right. My voice is getting sore. 2 weeks without streaming. I'm certainly not in the mood, so you guys can go watch the second half of those matches yourselves. But it is great. Oh, I need to lower the camera a little bit. Okay. But it is great to be back. It's great to see all of you guys. And let's go raid somebody. We'll get that before we head out. Even if you're going to head out and watch the matches, a couple other matches going on in the major leagues, we'll make sure that we go make somebody's day first. Go find somebody. So stick around for that at least, and then you can head off. But thank you guys so much for rolling out the welcome mat for me coming back. I really appreciate it. This room, you're going to kind of see it come together. You're going to see it come together over this time. And I'll be back tomorrow and Friday. All right, tomorrow and Friday, I'll be right here. I got you. I am not going to be gone for that long, for a very, very long time. So your Zealand, your Zealand fast is over. Now, who are we rating? Is this a cat? Oh, it's in Spanish. Somebody's VTubing as a cat playing FM's awesome. Just try and find somebody that I haven't rated before. Really just do a full, like, day-making move here. Oh, they're managing an MLS. That's awesome. Let's do that then. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out today. This setup's going to kind of keep getting better and better in this location, so sorry if the angle was a little weird or the camera's a little fuzzy. I feel like I'm kind of leaning over right now. But I'll get more and more of that sorted out as we kind of stream more and more, and my desk has not been kind of put together yet. So a lot of fun stuff coming, but thank you for all the subs. Thank you for just being here. Yeah, anytime you leave as a streamer for a long time, you're always afraid that, like, nobody's going to come back. So just seeing all of you guys, it's great. I'm glad you guys are doing well, and I appreciate the excellent vibes today. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Get your copy pasta ready. Copy and paste. Come on. Stay on your toes now. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. I'll do a word of the day. Wane.
Wane.
W-A-N-E. Wane. It's a verb. To wane is to become smaller or less. In other words, to decrease in size, extent, or degree. The national scandal caused her popularity to wane. Interesting. I never thought of, like, I knew what the word meant, but somehow I'd never thought of it as, like, its own thing. The raid looks like it was fun. See you guys tomorrow.